What's up? What's up? It's the Art the Most Experience with Deke. I'm Art the Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, another day, another dollar, another beautiful prime time episode, and I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited. How was your day today, though? You had a good day, man?
It was okay, dude. I woke up hungover.
Taco meat Deke living his best life in these streets. That's what's going on.
First time golfing since the golf trip like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And yeah, just got after it, man. Just got after it. Went out afterwards too. Watched Lakers Warriors.
Which was
had some drinks.
Crazy game, bro. Crazy game.
Yeah, and just woke up a little hungover, but it was a good day.
I like it.
A little too hot for my liking. Had to cut the grass too. Like this was just, it was a rough combo. It was one of those rough combo days. Waking up hungover, have to do some physical labor outside. It's hot.
Oh man.
It's cool though, man.
And no one likes to cut grass. I can tell you that for a fact. I hate cutting grass myself. Whew. But it's good to hear that you're battling through your adversity, man. Shout out to you as well.
Yeah, a couple Gatorades.
I feel you. I'm over here. I'm with you, baby. We got the Jordan flu game. We got the Deke and Moats adversity podcast. So you got, the hungover from last night's festivities.
I'm good now.
I like it.
Yeah.
So for me, man, I just got back from the pool. I was with the pool with the kids. We're getting our swim on, our play on, and I forgot that I had my goggles. So I'm in there, eyeballs all open, and I'm in here flying blind right now. It's chlorined out right now. So if I don't read your comment, we're going with Deke today. So address all your negative attention towards Deke. If he's not reading your comments, it's his fault because I can't see anything right now. But either way, we live in the night.
So I'm already seeing a couple comments.
What we looking like over there, man?
I've disappointed some people. They're calling for a nip slip.
Oh, no, not that. Come on, Deke.
They're calling for the taco meat. And I got a shirt on underneath this collared one. I'm sorry.
You did come in here like you were going to school, like you had a dress code. When they check you, like, are your shorts too short? Are you showing too much midriff? All right, do you got this covered up? Like that's how you came in here today. Man, we like to border that line of X-rated. when you're a 3-button Deke, when that taco meat is showing and you see the curlies, the ones that the non-manscaped ones, those ones. Come on, man. The people, we like that.
I know. Yeah, I let some people down.
Come on, man.
We got.
Jeez. I hope you read all the negative comments about that. Well,
I wanted to say this though. We got FL Steel 777.
Okay.
He says I'm tempted to join the upper room. I don't know what he's waiting for. We got some other upper room members trying to kind of. What would you
persuade
say?
him,
Yeah, persuade him a little bit.
Motivate him a little bit because, when we talk about just some of the early access stuff, that has been a cool little vibe. People are getting to see this content before everyone else. And then we also, don't think I forgot about y'all, my upper room members. We got our live Q&A just for members only where we just kick it back and whatever y'all as we go through comment for comment, answer for answer, which is totally different than the podcast vibe. Because in the podcast vibe, we got a show we got to do.
Sure.
We got formalities we have to do, like the intro.
People want to get to know Moats, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we want to just have that intimate kickback as if we're at the bar, just vibing it out, drinking on whatever it is we might be drinking on, and then just kicking it and having a conversation. So that's what we got going on in the upper room.
Yeah. Oh, he just joined. So shout out.
Man, shout out, man. I can't read the name. Can you read the name for me again?
Yeah, man, I don't want to botch this. It's SOFL Steel 777. So how would you?
So Florida Steel, maybe?
Maybe that's it.
Shout out to Florida.
Hold on.
South Florida.
South Florida Steel.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's
what it is.
Shout out to South Florida Steel. You said it was 777.
That's biblical, man.
Does that mean we got another Ben ring coming up too? That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
beat that. Okay.
3 rings.
Okay.
I think that's what he's trying to say. 3
rings
for 7.
Feels like it. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, 100%.
So I like that, man. And we're gonna get to 7 later on in the episode today, man. I'm excited about him, man.
Yeah.
Heard from one of the captains this week. But going back to what you had briefly said in terms of what caused your hangover, the game last night, Lakers Warriors, bro. So you know my wife. She a Warriors fan. She from the Bay.
Oh, yeah.
She love it. That's her squad. Steph's her guy. Like
there's a little rivalry.
It's
going
always
on.
It's a civil war in the house because for me, I'm Team Bron through and through. We in Cleveland. We in Miami. We out in LA right now. So obviously we had the big playing game last night. In the first half, Lakers were getting handed it to them a little bit, man. They were down 15 going
Double
into
digits.
that half. Curry and them boys couldn't miss. and she wouldn't stop talking. Oh, she
had some nice and ones in there too.
Oh man, she would just not stop. And when he hit the shot before half, oh man, I wanted to throw up in my mouth. Just like, all right, you done? Stop it. Just stop. Zip it. Yeah. Then that third quarter hit. Whoo. And when Bron hit it with the game winner, that 30-foot thing on Curry. Oh, man, I might have went a little bit hard on her. I might have. Because I just had to let her remember, like, this is Bron, the LeBron James, And then I even waited till she went to sleep afterwards because I'm a gentleman, right? I'm not going to do all my boasting and brag, keeping her up. She got women stuff to do in the morning. So I just waited till she went to sleep, and I woke her up with text messages of the game-winning shot, of the final score, of LeBron. And yeah, it was back to beef again, man. So I just wanted to let you know, like, if you don't see me anymore, she's the person you need to be looking at, all right? It's something to do with her. I'm just throwing it out there, baby. Go Bron.
You just knew the Lakers were going to come back. It's hard because I was kind of rooting for the Warriors. I'm not going to lie. I kind of was. It would have made things way more interesting, dude. That would have been crazy. You can't lie.
Oh my God.
You can't lie. That would have made things crazy interesting. But I knew the Lakers were going to win.
It would have made it interesting for us. I don't like that energy.
I just felt like the Lakers were going to win, and that's what happened. LeBron, I don't know what he was doing. He was on the bench a lot throughout the game.
Because they were trying to restrict his minutes initially. And then once he went out that last time in the third, technically he was at his minutes limit then. But then good old Frank Vogel said, look, man, we ain't going out like that. Bron, get back in there, man. And Bron did what he needed to do for us, for the people.
Honestly, if they would have got the 7 seed or the 8 seed, it doesn't really matter in my opinion. They should be the favorites in the first round over either the 1 or the 2 seed, the Jazz or the Suns.
They're playing the Suns. Like, we don't care about what's going on, man. We know what's happening here, baby. Bron finna take over. But this is going to be exciting, though, because I do like what the Suns have been doing, man. CP3 has been balling out all year. You already know with Devin Booker. And shout out to, was it DeAndre Ayton, the big man. I liked him as well, man. He's been doing his thing out there. So it's cool, man, to see them finally get to, get back to being good.
This is some of the first hoops that I've watched this season.
Oh, okay.
The playoffs are going to be great.
This is how
the bubble was last year for me. I really enjoyed the bubble. And I think these playoffs are going to be crazy, too. Absolutely. So I'm excited for these NBA playoffs. Obviously, we have the NHL playoffs with the Penguins. Got to make a shout-out, though. We have Vincent Murray making $1.99 donation out here. Hey, man,
for the culture.
Do you know what this means? Can you even see it?
Bro, I can't see anything. But if it's
a thumbs up.
Yeah, that means he's just supporting the movement, supporting the show. And we appreciate that because with the support, man, we're able to just continue to put more content out for y'all, man. So like I said, we definitely appreciate that. You said it was Vincent?
Yes, Vincent
Shout out
Murray.
to Vincent's one
we know 100%.
Shout out to you, Vincent, man. We look forward to seeing you at a tailgate this year too,
tailgate, man. Autograph signings, he's pulled through.
Vincent the homie. Yes, indeed.
Do you want any Lakers comments here? Man, what we got before we transition, man? Juicebox 32. Bron is unbelievable.
Shout out to Juicebox. Juicebox always tuning in, man.
100%.
Bron went crazy though. Gosh.
We got Vincent Murray. You knew the Lakers would come back, or do you mean you knew LeBron would come back? That's essentially it. That's essentially it.
But the thing that was crazy to me, and this is the part that frustrates me sometimes with AD. Sometimes he looks dominant, and then you get spurts of games where he kind of disappears, and it drives me nuts. But when you got Bron, everything is okay. When you got Bron, it isn't as magnified. And that's the one thing that I'm always just like, in the end, we got Bron. Bron's gonna make it happen. And that's what Bron did, man. But shout out to Steph, though, man. Steph, man, as much as people give him crap for his playoff performances and things like that, he definitely showed up once again in a big-time way last night, man. It was a fun game to watch as a whole.
Oh, that was a hell of a game.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was a hell of a game. As much as, I'm at the bar, I'm just looking at it from afar. It kept me entertained. Like, even as my buddies are talking, I'm kind of like tuning them out in a way, just listening and then watching the game. I'm like, holy shit, man. Because
it was nuts, bro.
Throughout the first half, Lakers would bring it close, but then Warriors kept extending the lead a little bit. It just made it interesting.
They were shooting the lights out, man.
So we got some more comments here. The Suns are tough. This is coming from Myron Bennett. We got another upper room member.
Oh, shout out who joined the upper room?
Dude, I don't want to botch up.
Just go for it,
I don't want to botch your name. Lee.
Okay.
Kratoval.
Shout out to Lee.
Welcome to the upper room. Thank you.
Lee, welcome to the upper room. Part of the big family, man. We appreciate you, man. We all are one. And you're a part of that one. Much love. But, man.
I think we're good. I
like it, man. But, yeah, as a whole, man, I'm excited for these playoffs, though, for the NBA. It's going to be a blast seeing this thing progress through. Whew.
Yeah, because now we don't really have much NFL news.
Yeah.
As long as the Pens keep winning, and then if these NBA playoffs stay interesting, we got some sports content to make it through all the way up to training camp.
And shout out to the Pens. Now that you talk about them, they're actually started. Well, their broadcast started. Their puck drop should be what, 7:25 or 7:30.
Okay.
But yeah, they have game 3 tonight against the New York Islanders. They were able to tie the series up. Was it 2 nights ago? I think it was, or was that yesterday? Tuesday night?
I guess 2 nights ago, 1 night ago. I don't know how you consider it. It's
technically
Tuesday.
Thursday night,
It's
so
Tuesday night though.
Yeah, but they were able to tie this series up, man. So that was good to see them. More importantly, see Jari bounce back, get his first playoff win as well. And we should be getting Malkin back tonight, man. All signs are pointing towards that, man. So that's going to be huge for his return. I'm excited for him. But yeah, as a whole, man, this is going to be a big game right here. Their first one on the road. Obviously, they split at home, so they got to get that one back. Hopefully, they can get it back tonight, man, and keep their momentum flowing through this postseason. But as a whole, man, this is that fun time of year where you got NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, you got baseball. We just came off of the
Don't
NBA,
talk about
NFL
baseball
draft
with these Bucks, man.
But no. Listen.
You got the
I will
Yankees.
say this.
Yankees are your squad, right?
Yankees are my squad, but I've been tuning in more to the Bucks because my son. So
he's a Bucks fan.
He is, because this is how it got introduced to him, right? So he always talks about he wants to play baseball. So I'm like, all right, cool. And in his class, they're always asking like, hey, what's your team? So I'd always be like, yo, just tell him the Yankees, bro, like, because that's my squad. Or just tell him the Giants. If wifey's helping him, wifey's like, yo, it's Giants fan. So every time his teacher asks, what's your team? Greg's like, Giants, Yankees. Like, he was just confused. So I was like, yo, great. Why don't you just like the team that's right here in your hometown, the Bucks? And we already got hats and stuff. So the one game we turned on was the one, this would have been early in the year where they beat I think they beat the Reds. It was like they scored like 6 runs or whatever in this thing. So it was like crazy. So for us, we're hyped. He absolutely loved it. So now every time we tune in, he's like, yo, that's my team. That's my team. And sure enough, we watching that thing yesterday. I'm like, bruh. 6 runs in like 2 innings, like, Lord, great, we gotta watch this. But he tuned us in, and bless his little heart, I'm right there with him, like, all right, great, we watching the baseball game. So I'm hoping that we can tune in for another W sometime soon. I will say this, we both like Rich Rod though. I like him because of the dreads. I think Gray just like him because in the game.
Oh yeah, he's a good closer.
He is. I like his swag. It's something about the dreads. Like that does it for me. I'm liking that, man.
We don't get to many points where he's able to close games.
That's the problem. Once we get him in there, he performs. But like yesterday, I'm like, girl, there's nothing y'all could do. Like he would have to be playing from the second inning on. Like, and that's not good baseball.
Their pitching secretly hasn't been bad up to this point. They do have some spurts where you're just like, you're giving up way too many runs, but they have some surprising performances out there, but we just can't get the bats going at all throughout. There's been a couple lucky games, but the bats are just terrible. The offensive lineup is just atrocious. It's so rough. I feel bad for G a little bit just because
he has to endure.
Yeah. But I'm happy, though, because you're sticking with the Pittsburgh theme. Steelers, Pirates, I'm assuming he likes the Penguins.
Oh, so. Yeah. The Pens is a no-brainer. That's anytime hockey's on, even my middle girl, she's like, Dad, the Pens. I'm like, yes, you're right. That's the only hockey team we're watching. I like it, though, man.
We got a 5. What's this? We got a 5. Oh, here it is. Never mind. I was going to say, we got a teal. Look at the color.
Right. Oh, like I said, I see color on your screen. I can't see anything else from there, though, bro.
So when we see this color teal, we know the rules. We've talked about this.
We
kind of stop what we're doing, and we're going to read this.
Well, because we're talking baseball anyway, so this is the perfect time for teal right here, man.
Sure.
All right, so what you got for us, man?
Do you think Pitts, this is from Justin Mitchell, so shout out.
Shout out to Justin, yes,
Do you
indeed.
think Pitts will extend Castro and Hayden to free up space to bring in like a Justin Houston or that tackle that just got released today? Pitts. Oh, I thought he was talking about Kyle Pitts.
No, like the Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh. Yeah. Dick Castro. I just got so confused. I'm sorry, but he spelled Castro, just no DeCastro, and then Hayden, Hayden.
Hey, I will say this. This is the funny part.
I was so confused. I'm like, is he talking baseball?
Because when it's reversed, I'm over here doing that, and I'll be over here thinking so hard, like, yo, what are they saying? Like, I can't see. Like, I'm
sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I had to bring it up. I thought it was funny. I
feel so much better to be able to sit over here, just watch you work hard like that, man. But in terms of, do I think the Steelers would extend DeCastro or Joe Hayden? I could potentially see them doing that, but at the same time, they have a couple of resources, or a couple of options. They could go the restructure route or the extension route. Those two things are on the table in terms of, obviously, an extension is one separate entity and then a restructure is a different entity. But then they also can go the route of whoever they want to pick up either signing them to 1-year deals where obviously the cap hit will be felt this season, or you do the voidable year thing that we saw happen with Juju. We saw happen with Ben as well, where you're able to spread out that cap hit a little bit further while still giving guys bigger deals from the front end and things like that, and structuring it through signing bonuses, etc. So yeah, I could definitely see them doing that. And in terms of the tackle that was released, who are they talking about?
I think I'm guessing they're talking about Moses.
So did he get released? Because
I don't know if he got released.
I know they were talking about releasing him, and he was on the trade block, but I don't think they actually released him just yet. But I could be missing. Like I said,
we had that for a topic
I
later.
I was chlorined out.
Oh,
man.
they just released him 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Hey, shout out. Who was this man?
Justin Mitchell.
Shout out to Justin for that right there, man. Justin, that's why you keep us on our toes. We're actually planning to talk about Morgan a little bit later in the episode. So yeah, stay tuned for that, man. But that's good to know that he just got released, man.
So we got a lot of people that are a fan of your Cheech and Chong shirt.
Oh, shout out, man. Yes, indeed.
From Malachi. Wait a second. Rocking the Cheech and Chong shirt,
Yeah.
and Moats can't see because his eyes.
Oh, wow.
Seems a little sus to me.
That is funny. But trust I can see you putting 2 and 2 together right there. I wish that was the case, because low-key my eyes burn, bro. I'm over here like trying not to water up. I wish that was the case though, sincerely. But yeah, man, I'm glad y'all like my Cheech and Chong shirt, man. I just
they're saying they want us to spark one.
Oh man, that's what McAfee does, right? Doesn't he'll get a bone rip?
Is it a cigar? I don't watch him enough.
Cause see, AJ Hawk, he always has the cigar, but I feel like McAfee, he definitely rips the bong.
Oh,
I feel like that's
okay.
I've seen him rip a bong before. I feel like I have on camera, like, and I'm like, whoa, I know what that is. Yeah.
Maybe it's simple. We've talked about maybe doing some interesting stuff down the line. We gotta just keep doing this.
Here
right?
we go. This is how we're gonna do it, man.
Okay.
So you'll come in fully shirtless, right? Because they've been begging for the nip. They want to see the nip. We're gonna show them the nip. All right. I've been talking about my Irish heritage, my Irish culture. I've actually been looking up kilts. They got different types of kilts. You got your traditional ones. You got your 5 yarns, your 8 yarns. Just a matter, just how thick you want it. If you want a winter one versus a anytime casual one. I'm looking for the more casual since it's summertime. Little breathage, and it even shows you how to sit in this thing. So I figure I'll have my kilt. You'll be, shirtless, nip showing Deke, and then we'll just do bong rips and have everybody take shots for every time we cough. So if we cough, they got to take a shot, and then we go from there, man. And then we'll just hope that YouTube doesn't, kick us off this thing. We'll just live our best life.
That sounds like an amazing idea. Do we want to transition to the first of our few topics here?
Yeah, man. All right, let's get this thing going then, man. As I try to blindly fly through this thing, if I hit the wrong button, bear with me. I believe we got Cam. Should be Cam.
Yeah.
It should be Cam, baby. We got to talk my man, Mr. Cam Heyward, captain of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not the captain, because we know we have Big Ben, but he's the defensive captain. Has been there for how many years now? But this week he was doing his media runs, talking to NFL Network, Good Morning Football, and things like that. And obviously they were asking him about how his offseason was going. The Pittsburgh Steelers, more importantly, Ben Roethlisberger, and some of the comments that he made in terms of. Can
you see it good enough? Because I got it. It's up to you.
Okay, because I'm super zoomed in over here, and I'm struggling to see, bro. So if you got it, definitely read that, bro. Please.
So he made a nice comment about Big Ben.
Oh, here we go. I should have known. See, this was the 7 gods doing this to my eyes, because I knew you were going to go here. Let's go. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I feel like the first thing you're going to say is the nice part.
Oh, I think the whole thing's nice. I don't see anything. I don't see a downside to any of this at all.
Go ahead. All right. We'll talk.
Yeah, I'd like to hear your take on it. So we know he's an explosive quarterback that can throw the ball all over the field, but I think around him, we've just got to be complimentary, whether it's on offense, defense, special teams. Ben's still got the goods. Anyone that tells you otherwise that haven't really looked at football, that's always a great comment. Whenever someone gives you a take you don't like, you don't watch the game. You don't watch football.
No. You're a casual. You're just a casual, bro. You're a casual.
I love that. You give that guy a good running game and tell him he doesn't have to throw the ball 50, 60 times, he's going to be that much more dangerous. And I think we're looking forward to that. It's going to be pretty good, longevity-wise, if he wants to keep playing. Dude, these quotes are amazing. You got everything, man. He's saying he can make all the throws, explosive quarterback. We got all the pieces around him to be complimentary. Give him a good running game. That's what we've been asking for. He doesn't have to throw the ball 50, 60 times. In my opinion, I think he can if we need it. But If we're playing,
Well, technically, you just disagree with Cam, so you don't know football.
What do you mean?
Cam said he doesn't need to throw it more than 50 to 60 times. You said he can.
I still think he can't. He doesn't. No. He said he doesn't have to.
He doesn't.
He's right. You don't have to, especially if we bring in Naji Harris. We improve the offensive line. So is it running game going off? Najee Harris, 1,500 yards on the ground. Ben throwing the ball. What'd you say? 20, 25? I'm good. We can go 25 to 35 in my opinion. But
all right.
And then you see right here, it's going to be pretty good longevity wise if he wants to keep playing. So these quotes they hit every box. They checked everything.
All right. Now I wasn't surprised by Cam's comments. He said what he had to say as the captain. That's what he's supposed to do. But I did find it a little bit funny though with some of the comments though, in the sense of, I know initially for you looked at it as straight confidence, straight positivity, all love. For me, I was just thinking to myself, I've known Cam for a while now, since 2014 when I got here. Heard him do a ton of interviews. Heard him talk about 7 a lot. We've all talked about 7. I've never heard him say that 7 needs this and 7 needs to not do that in order for 7 to be good. Usually 7 is just 7. We don't care if 7 throw it 60 times or not. 7 is 7. But to hear Cam talk about the importance of this running game and the importance of the surrounding cast and the importance of Ben not throwing it 50, 60 times, to me, I'm like, I feel like he's confident, but I feel like he's also starting to see some stuff, man. Because I've never heard him talk like that about 7. I've never heard him say 7 needs to reduce his passing attempts. I've never heard him say that we care about a running game. It's always just 7 is 7. And he knows football because he said if I don't agree with him, then I don't know football. So technically he is right. So I'm just trying to figure out, Deke, is 7 declining?
I don't know.
Are you sure?
Dude, but
because why is Cam saying this then? We've never heard Cam say this.
He's an explosive
We've never heard no one say this.
That can throw the ball all over the field.
We don't care about throwing it, completing it all over the field. That's what we're looking for. Can he complete it all over the field?
He can. I mean, he would have had
a high clip, man.
He would have had probably around 70% without those drops last year.
I mean, I hear you, but the drops happen and the incompletions happen, so they all just kind of lumped in there. I mean, what's going on here? Is Cam okay?
No, I'm not seeing this negative spin at all.
It's not negative.
60 times is a lot for any quarterback.
You said not for Ben, though.
He could throw it as many times as he like. I told you this like the last podcast. I don't care how many times he throws as long as we're winning games. If that means it is 30 times, Naji Harris is getting the ball 20, 25 times. We're winning games. Ben looks good. That's all I care about. Okay. If it's Ben throwing it 50, 60 times and we're winning, I don't care. I just think he can do that, but we know football, and we talked about this with Brady and the Bucs last year. You talk about it with a lot of teams that win Super Bowls. To have balance on offense is always going to be a good thing. I don't think that takes away from Ben's ability at all. Yeah. We had the worst running game last year. Like, we need to improve that. Like, that's just a fact.
I just feel like, man, it's a lot of finger pointing around everybody else, and that's my only thing. I'm just like, I feel like the one constant is still there, so that's going to be the part where we're going to get these answers. But either way, the thing that I also was interested in, about, though, was when he was talking about the run game and more so talking about Naji, and we're hearing everybody talk about the importance of a running game, how that's going to ultimately save this offense, right? Not what 7 can do, what Naji can do to save this offense. And it got me asking myself, are we jumping the gun a little bit in terms of the expectations and what we're going to be requiring from Naji? Just think about that. Like I heard a person tell me he needs to get 30. Oh, no, that wasn't me. No, Cam said that. In fact, read the rest of it. Cam says Naji needs 30, 40 touches a game. I'm like, bro, what? Like,
yeah, I don't have that quote pulled up.
But you saw that same quote. You're aware of that quote. Are you aware of that quote? Because
he was talking very highly of Harris.
Yes,
very highly.
For me, I'm just like, I understand we want...
He said 30 to 40 times, I think.
Yes. And I'm like, I understand we want to minimize Ben. I'm with you on that. But to ask Naji for 30, 40 touches... Bro, Derrick Henry isn't getting 30, 40 touches a game. Like, that's a ton. So I'm asking myself, are we going to be asking too much for Naji early on? Like, is that potentially what we're running into, that trap?
Well, maybe speaking in hyperbole a little bit there. Maybe he's just amped up about Harris.
Now do you see though why I'm over here just like Will spinning here like something like it can't be this if this is that. Like if 7 is 7, man, Naji ain't getting 30, 40 touches. That ain't working. And if he's getting 30, 40 touches, then something ain't happening right over here. I just don't feel like both of those names can be mutually exclusive.
Cam doesn't run the offense, though.
But Cam said Cam knows football.
He does know football.
And if you disagree with Cam, then you don't know football. You casual?
I don't think him saying to have a guy that can run the ball 30, 40 times. I don't have the. Should I look up the quote? I think what he's saying, he has that ability.
Okay.
Like, we could run the offense through Harris if we need to, a la Le'Veon Bell versus the Titans back in, like, when was it? Like 2016. He got like 30 carries, over 200 yards. The Bills game where he had over 300 all-purpose yards. Like, I think that's what he's saying with Harris. He has that type of an ability. So maybe, I don't want to say you're looking into it or spinning it one way.
Aren't you spinning it one way?
I am. That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to maybe the comments aren't that deep. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. I think it's just more of hyping up Harris and how good he is.
I just figured
I don't think that's like the statement of like, this is what we have to do for this season.
Full transparency. I just figured whatever you was gonna come in here with, I was gonna absolutely go against it.
Oh, really?
That was my energy. I'm just throwing it out there because I can't see it. I was upset.
No way.
I said whatever he says, I'm going against it. I don't care. You could have came here and be like, yo, I don't really agree with Kim, man. I think that Ben needs to lower this down, but I like the Naji part, but I don't like this. You could have came here and said that and been like,
you
no,
said Ben needs
to throw more, bro. Like Ben can do that. All right. That was gonna be my vibe today. Okay. Because I can't see. All right, I'm just like, it's not cool, bro. and I see, like, this is the frustrating part because, like, I'm in the command chair, so I get these colors popping up, so I know stuff happened. I'm like, I don't know what it says. I don't know what it says, man.
Waiting for Moats to ask Deke who Ben will play with in 2022. This is from Barilla92. We can't go back to those times when Moats was trolling me like that. That was a bad place for me. He's gonna be on Steelers, man. Come on. We got Rich. Oh man, these last names, dude. Rich.
Spell it out.
Rasmussen. Rich.
Oh, Rasmussen. All right.
Rasmussen. I think that's. I mean, it's two S's, so it might be that way. Welcome to the upper room, though. Oh, thank you.
Shout out. You said Rich.
Yes, Rich.
Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed, baby. Welcome to the family, man. We appreciate you. You are one of us.
We got another Teal comment.
Uh-oh. All right, read it.
You might laugh about this.
Uh-oh. I'm nervous. I don't like this not being able to get it. Like, usually I get a chance to warm it up over here. Like, I get to screen it. This is crazy.
No, you would love asking me this because this one's from me. This is from Brian Castro. I got a question for Deke, and it's off topic. But I watch your Madden vids, and what happened in that Naji Harris game?
Oh, what happened? Do tell.
All right, so I guess I got to lay the foundation. Yeah. The Naji Harris card dropped for the draft.
Okay.
And I was banned around the time of the draft. So I didn't get to put my gameplay.
Free my dog, Deke.
Yeah, so the gameplay was a little late. It was like 2 weeks later. But I wanted to do something cool for it. So Naji Harris's best game in college, he had, I think it was 248 all-purpose yards and 5 touchdowns.
What year was that? That wasn't this year, right?
Yeah, it was last year. He had 2 games that were over 245 touchdowns. The best, he had 248. I don't remember
him having 5. In one game, he had 5 touchdowns?
In 2 games.
Who did he do that against?
One was Florida. Another one was, it might have been Mississippi. I think those were the 2 games.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that was the challenge. It was like, I'm going to try to get 250 yards and 5 touchdowns with Naji Harris in a game of Madden. I think the quarters are 4 minutes, too.
Okay.
Here's the tough part. You're playing another user online. So if you get up big early, they're going to quit.
They'll quit, yeah.
So here's what happened. I'm doing really good with Harris kind of. First half, I have over 100 yards, I think 2 touchdowns. And I'm beating him by like 2 or 3 scores. Yeah. So I slowly start letting him score a little bit.
Right, keep it interesting.
He gets back in the game because I want to get the challenge.
Right.
That's what happened, though. I end up letting him tie up the game because I wanted to get the 5th touchdown. I had over 250 and 4 touchdowns, I think. And I was like, I need this 5th touchdown. No. So he ties it up. I have a chance at the end with like 10 seconds left of regulation.
Yeah.
And I can't do it. Najee Harris drops a bomb, though, to get it within field goal range. Goes to overtime. I picked the wrong coin. He drives up on me and wins.
No.
I was disgusted. That's what happened. I was trying to get the challenge. I was trying to have my cake and eat it, too.
Crazy. Oh,
so that's what happened. I'm sorry.
That sucks. That sucks.
I'm sorry if that was uninteresting if people don't care about my Madden game. But, hey, he dropped the Teal question, so we got to answer it, right?
Absolutely, man. When the Teal question is dropped, man, the Teal question gets brought up.
We got a blue question.
Uh-oh.
This dude's just trolling, man.
He's trolling?
He was the one that brought up the thing about Ben in 2022.
Barilla?
What team? Yeah, Barilla 92. He says so.
Barilla
Haskins.
Be out here. Yeah.
He says with a question mark. So Haskins takes number 7 next season.
Yeah, and faces our former number 7 in Cleveland.
No,
they don't bring back Baker. 7 says I'm gonna go over here to my other kids. Those are step kids over there. And then from there, you get the battle of the 7s. Big Ben and the Cleveland Browns versus Dwayne Haskins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Deke will be front row with a 7 painted on the front and the back because he's going to be so confused. He ain't going to know what to do.
Vincent Murray saying my Madden performance was little Deke energy. You never let someone come back.
Oh, no small Deke energy.
Call me K.
Gosh.
He says laughing my ass off. Deke's always trying to do something extra even when he's streaming. So yeah, there's that, man.
Dang, Deke, dang.
Someone's calling me Zeke. Zeke has to keep his foot on their necks. No let up.
Hey, this is facts. The people speak, man. When they speak, you're supposed to listen.
We got someone saying Haskins can't carry 7's jock strap. SMH. So yeah, that's what we got going on. I think we're caught up in the chat. I'm doing my best here. I don't think I'm as good as Moats.
No, man. You got it. Because like I said, if it was me right now, oh, we reading some of everything. Everybody's mixing in. Or you saw how close I was getting to that screen when I was trying to look at it. Like my face was right here, bro.
You zoomed it up, man.
Yeah,
you really did.
So I don't want to be doing that while we're on camera because everybody's not going to catch the beginning part. They be like, yo, what's wrong with Mose? Why he staring like that? Why his face so close? He okay? I don't want those questions, all right? I don't like that. So I'm good with that. But as a whole, man, I'm trying to think.
We were talking Heyward, Ben.
I'm trying to think. Was there anything else? We had transitioned to Naji a little bit as well in terms of just the expectations for him. Do you think we're putting too much on him or not?
I don't think.
And that's
I don't think. I think we're just.
I was just say, hold on. And for the chat as well, man. I can't type it in because, like I said, I can't see. But
do you want me to type it?
Yeah. Just type in, man, in the chat. If they think that in 2021 we're putting a little bit, too many lofty expectations on Mr. Naji Harris.
Sure.
I mean, because 30, 40 touches per game, like that's.
I think that's just people getting hype in the offseason. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm hoping so. But
I think he does have that ability.
But my concern is this: we're gonna have, because we're all hype. You notice the train hasn't leveled off just yet. We're still going up. I mean, it's gonna get to the point where we were talking rookie of the year aspirations last episode ago. And we know the quarterbacks and wide receivers that were in this draft: Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. I mean, Zach. We can go down the list of just how difficult that potentially could be. But as a whole, I'm just like, man, we're putting a ton on this kid right now, man.
I just think it's hype. I think we should only be taking those things as compliments.
Now, do you think people are taking them like that, or are they taking it as gospel? Because I feel like people take those as gospel, man. When they hear it from Cam knows football. When you hear from Jerome Bettis, Jerome knows football. And a lot of these guys are saying, man, it's the difference. This is why. Low key, I
think he will be a difference maker.
I still feel bad for James Conner a little bit because I'm like, man, it just make it look like you was just the worst guy ever.
That is true.
Like, that's what it looks like the whole time. I'm like,
we haven't heard any of these things about James Conner.
Right.
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, man.
Because when we didn't
even hear that about Le'Veon.
I was gonna say when we were missing Bell, was there some type of full court press in the media talking up James Conner? I can't remember that.
I had this conversation on another radio show I was doing, and we were asking, who's the last Steelers rookie who came in with this level of expectations? We flirted with Devin Bush, but we said Devin was more so just the Shazier replacement, not the savior of the defense. Big difference. So we were just thinking, I said, Artie Burns, no, because we already knew, we wanted, William Jackson, we wanted him, but he got taken. So it was kind of like, all right, Artie, we know you're more of a project piece, but cool. Jarvis, he wasn't looked at like that because you still had Woodley and Debo. Shazier wasn't looked like that because you still had Timmons here.
No, yeah, a lot of those guys.
Who was the last guy that we had this time?
They got
these
eased
are
in.
Crazy expectations we're putting on this dude.
Yeah,
man.
TJ got eased in.
Yeah.
Bud Dupree.
All of them.
Even Ben sat. He was going to sit behind Maddox until Maddox got hurt.
So I'm just thinking to myself,
Pouncey started right away, but we weren't talking like that.
Troy, with expectations like that for Troy? No. I don't feel like they were.
No, his second season's when he really popped off.
Right. But in terms of we drafting a guy, and the way we talk about Naji is he is the key, the missing link, the answer to every issue that we've had on offense. Ben needs to throw it downfield better. You know what's going to happen? The running game. Man, we got to get better protection. You know what's going to happen? Naji. Hey, man, we got to run the ball, but you know what's going to happen? Naji. Well, hey, man, we got mismatched offensive linemen, man. We think this could work. We're projecting on these guys, but it doesn't matter. You know why? Naji. That's all I'm saying. That's a lot we putting on this guy, man.
Are the expectations too high? If you feel like it's just true, though.
But this is my thing. How can you feel like it's true to that extent? I mean, if that's the case, we won't even need to have a season, man. Just crown him right now.
Well, if you actually think the offensive line is going to be a little bit better, and you think that Harris is that much better than Connor or all the running backs we had last season, then yeah, I think it's cool to be excited. I think you got to also understand he is a rookie.
Yeah. We
did have some limitations with our offense last year. Like, it's not going to be – it might not be completely overnight. I think you understand that, but you're excited at what could be. That's what it is.
What people saying? What we talking about in here, man?
That's a good point.
Because we asked
the
people.
The chat's blowing up,
There
man.
it is. There it is.
The chat is blowing up.
Use your good eyes today. I'm going to just stare off into the sunset. You know, like I'm on a romantic
Call me
walk
K.
or something.
Naji is the savior.
There it is.
Juicebox 32. Yeah, I think he's the one, man.
All right.
Najee said he could play receiver. He wants to do it all.
He does call himself a part of that Alabama receiver group too, man. He feels like, you know, your Devontae Smiths, your Jalen Waddles. He feels like he was a part of that group. So I like it, man.
Jared Matthews is bringing up Claypool. I think he says we had high hopes for him. I don't think like this.
Nah.
We didn't know if Claypool was going to be starting or like getting that type.
And when we talked about Claypool, we were just talking about more of like the physical and the blocking element and that stuff. We weren't thinking of him coming in and just being the savior for the offense, productivity and all this stuff. Like, I felt like we started to grow with him as he started to produce. The expectations grew even more with him, but we weren't talking about him the same way, man.
DeMarquez Douglas, he's built for it. He's gonna Jose. Oh man, Pumarejo.
Okay.
I think I pronounced that right. He's
Okay.
gonna make us way better.
Shout out to Jose. Yes.
Yeah, Claypool walked into a loaded receiver room. Najee is RB1. That's from Nick Kurtenbach. Yeah, a lot of people are high on Najee, man. I heard a comment from Vincent Murray. The savior needs to be that O-line. Myron Bennett says 25 touches for Najee is perfect. Give Balaj 10. He wants Balaj as RB2.
Ooh, hot take. I like it.
We got Joel Hernandez, though.
Shout out to Joel. Is that the color I'm seeing?
We got a blue comment.
All right. But I saw it up here. I like it.
PFF has been at 16. Disrespectful, if you ask me. I'm guessing that's 16 and some type of top quarterbacks in the league or something like that. Yeah, it's completely disrespectful.
I just need to see how, because you know how they do these lists. Sometimes it's all right based on career, then it's based on this situation. All right, if it was one, if you got one game, who you picking, or if it's the contracts. Like, yeah, I need to see the list before I know all of the details of that, man.
Yeah, I think that's completely disrespectful. If it's 16, based off last year, like if you're just gonna go based off last year, in my opinion, at least top 10.
We don't even know that. We don't know that. That's what I'm saying. We don't know that.
No. This is why it's completely disrespectful. I'm saying at least top 10. I'm saying top 5, top 6, based off just last season. But then if you want to combine,
you said Ben at like full season he was top 5.
Yeah, I'm saying if you're basing it off last season, at least top 5, 6, in my opinion. But at worst case, top 10. At worst case, top 10. But if you want to add the career and all that other stuff, there's no question. You got to say top 5, 6. If you want to add career, last season, all that type of stuff. So 16 is just a joke, man.
You haven't even seen the list. You already calling it a joke.
It's a joke, man.
What if it was based on league, or what if it was based on guys who led the league passing wise? Like,
dude, 16. You know, I'm just telling you right now.
What if it was, man, quarterbacks that had a Super Bowl under their belt? And they did this. Like, you don't even know the list. How you just gonna say it's like, we gotta see the list first, baby.
Hey man, like, it's a blue comment. I had to give my take on it.
My man, I hate it. I can't believe it. 16. Like, Lord.
We got call me.
Some people. I did see one list where he was at 15 on another list that I saw on NFL.com, and I think he was either like one in front of Kirk Cousins or one behind Kirk Cousins. And that was the one that had everybody kind of going crazy. But when you look at Kirk Cousins' numbers, it was like, well, you can make the case because everything that we about to say for 7, they can say the exact same thing for Kirk Cousins.
Kirk folds though, man. You don't want him late games.
I'm just saying. The thing that people bring up for Ben about these numbers and stuff like that, like Kirk got a ton of that same stuff, man. That's all. I don't make these lists. I don't care about these lists like that, man.
Yeah, it was a bad list. Yeah. Bad list. Awful ranking. We got another one. We got Teal here. Brian Castro back at it, man.
What do you got?
Oh, he just wanted to make a statement.
Oh, all right.
They
Statement
push our defense out of the top 10. The disrespect is real. So this must have been another ranking by PFF. They didn't have us in the top 10.
Okay.
I don't know where we ended up last year. I mean, 2019 we were in the top 3 easily.
Yeah. Well, last year
we had to be in the top 10.
Well,
we're getting healthy.
Well, no,
we lost some pieces, though.
This is the thing, though. I think it depends on how statistically they finish. Because you remember towards the end of the year, we definitely started not being the same defense. It wasn't like I was not even at the beginning, because we still were giving up some plays at the beginning, but towards the end of the year, we weren't the same caliber defense. So that's why
Browns ran all over us.
Right. Man. But even think the Bills had success on us as well. Like the Bengals, Washington, like
Colts in that first
half.
That's
what I'm saying. Like
I was disgusted.
So for us to act as if them not being in the top 10 is so far-fetched right now, it's like they realistically were debatable top 10 towards the end of the year based on the injuries. And now you look at what has departed and what you've replaced it with. I can see some people making a case for that. I definitely can. I feel like we still have star power on the defense, and that I think is the difference in terms of why we're still good and why we view it the way we view it. But when you really break down just player for player, we got holes. We talked about that, though.
Sure. Yeah, let's see if they can prove it in this 2021 season. We got anything else for Harris about the expectations?
I don't know.
We went over some of the comments.
Like, we got anything else?
No, because now they're talking about PFF.
All right. I don't like PFF no way.
Yeah.
Even though it's funny, like I thought you did like PFF when they had like Dotson as like the top rated.
Oh yeah, when the stats support me, they're great, man. They're great. Because the one thing you can say is they're watching these games, they're giving their best effort. So that's the one thing you can't say.
So they probably were right with Ben at 16, then, right?
No, that's just because
they're watching these games, they're giving they can't watch Dotson and give Dotson a number 1 grade and not C7 who's getting ball every single time. That's all I'm saying, right?
They just don't know what they're talking about when it comes to quarterbacks like that.
Okay, I was just checking.
And in that scenario, I don't know what they were trying to gauge, what their basis was. You can't have Ben at 16. You just can't. It's disrespectful.
Even though Dotson had 1, I mean, like I'm sure some people is debating that,
Well, we'll see. I mean, that's another thing. Let's be real. We're amped up about Dotson, so it's the same thing.
But no, PFF did it, not us.
He had a good rookie season.
PFF
so
was looking like that, man.
Yeah, we're hyped about his potential development next year. That's all.
But
we gotta understand he's still a young player, but all the signs are pointing towards him being a really good
So
starter.
PFF is right about Dotson, but wrong about Ben.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, they're wrong about Bud Dupree though, too, because we could bring up all these players. To have Bud Dupree ranked at like I think they gave him like a 58 rating or a 60 rating last year. So that's another example. Yeah, they were completely wrong about Bud Dupree. I mean, you would agree with that, right?
Bud didn't play a full season, so I don't know what the criteria is.
No, it was actually worse. No, I swear to God, it was worse before he got injured. Like the rating was worse earlier in this season, and it actually got a little bit better.
Listen, I don't know their criteria for how they choose to grade. I've never been a fan of those type of sites just because how do you grade somebody plus or minus when you don't, number 1, know what their call was, number 2, what their technique is, or number 3, what their coach is actually telling them to do on that particular play. So to sit here and give guys plus minuses and throw out these grades, and then NFL, they take it because they love it, because why? A lot of people that don't understand like how to watch the tape, this is something that it gives them analytical information. It gives them stuff to say, well, hey, I might not know footwork, I might not know why this works, but I do know that this guy is a better player because of these numbers. So you can understand how it does benefit and how it does educate. But now you see the other side in terms of like players, while we're not a fan of, because we're like, it's a lot more detail than just that. That's kind of like reading the summary of a book, or you read the summary of this chapter without actually reading the chapters. That's my thing.
All right, so we got...
What we got? We got color in here again?
We got more color. Now here's the thing. I want to ask you this.
My eyes are starting to feel better, too. I'm just throwing it out there, bro.
Oh, can you see?
A little bit.
Okay.
But I'm not going to start reading. You keep reading.
Well, we have Chris B.
Shout out to Chris.
He has joined the upper room, so thank you for that.
Yes. Chris, welcome to the upper room.
And then Rich Rasmussen says McFarland.
Oh, yeah, Rich again. All right, shout out to Rich.
This one's actually a really good question. I wanted to ask, though, with some of these, do we want to wait till the end and maybe go back and kind of like hit all the teals? We can do that,
yeah. Or do we want to? As you keep up with it, we could do that.
Yeah, I think I could scroll back. So I'll have this one as the last one we answer, and then we could go back and kind of answer the rest at the end, just back to back to back.
Hey man, listen, you are on comment control today. All right. So if that way is easier for you, well, that's the way we'll do it. You don't have to do the wild man like how I do it, baby.
I'm good with whatever. I don't know what messes you up though. Like I don't know if
I'm vibing.
Okay.
What? Yeah, I like to just read them up because it's like, all right, it's here. I don't have to worry about forgetting it later on.
Okay.
Or scrolling back through whenever something spicy goes on.
So maybe I'll do a mix of both. If I'm gonna save your comment for the end, I will let you know that.
It is.
Hey, I recognize this. We'll answer it at the end. I'll
say
that.
Table to the end of the episode.
But if I'm feeling it right on the spot, we're just gonna do it on the spot.
And if it's a certain color, we don't wait for those. Certain colors, they just
Sure.
They're different. they hold a little bit more weight. You know.
So Rich Rasmussen, McFarland
we should call him Double R, huh?
Rich maybe. Yeah. McFarland or Ray in the change of pace rule? That's actually a pretty good question.
That is really good. Oh, man. Both of them are fast.
So is this assuming you're putting Ray in the backfield then?
No, just in general. He said just in the change rule, right?
Change of pace rule.
Yeah, just change of pace. Well, because Ray they used them in a little bit
of
backfield
some sweeps and stuff. Yeah.
I feel like McFarland should be the more polished player, but I just like Ray's game right now. I feel like they both play fast, but Ray is under control. Whereas McFarland, he's still a little out of control. I mean, we see it with the slipping and things like that. For me, I'm leaning Ray as it stands today. What's today? The 20th, I think it is. Yeah. So I'm leaning towards Ray right now. But if McFarland can get under control, then I think McFarland can definitely, bring a different element to this game because he is the natural running back, whereas McFarland, that's not his natural position. So even though you can use him, and like we said, we saw the Steelers use him at times last year with different sweeps and reverses and stuff like that, I just feel like he needs to be going north and south. Whereas McFarland, you can do a little bit more of your traditional runs and more change of pace style plays like that without having to get too exotic from a calling standpoint with it being Anthony McFarland because of that running back just foundation that he plays with.
I'm thinking right off the top, I think McLeod brings something that Harris wouldn't necessarily bring. Not saying McFarland doesn't either because he's probably a little bit faster than Harris. I would just rather have Harris on the field than McFarland. If you brought out McLeod, I could almost get the reasoning behind it because he is that like straight line speed, that burner. Maybe you could get him those jet sweeps. If you're going to do some type of handoff or change of pace thing with McFarland, I would just rather Harris be out there. Whether it's
the reason
at receiver, I want Harris out there. In the backfield, I want Harris.
Part of the change of pace factor, it does save those guys. So it's like, if we know this is a waist down, meaning it's second and short. Second and short is always a waist down because hey, if I don't get this, it's third and short, so I'm still on schedule.
Oh, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah. So like, some of those plays, it's like, man, if we want to have this dude just run up in the middle for a 2-yard gain, like, he don't need that extra hit right there.
And McFarland would be better than McLeod for that. I get that.
So it's like, let that guy take that hit. And you see teams do it, even the Cowboys. I mean, even though Zeke has been their featured guy, we've seen plenty of times where, all right, dude, ways down. Get in here and get you a rep right here. Zeke doesn't play 100% of the offensive snaps. That's part of the reason in terms of how you can keep those guys fresh throughout the season because it adds up. Those hits, man, they add up. We know they add up. We know the shelf life for running backs is extremely short. So that part of me, I'm like, I personally would much rather have those guys out there for that type of stuff than have Naji taking the rep just for the sake of taking it.
I'm glad you clarified that. Yeah. Okay, so then the next question is McFarland or Snell? I would just rather have Snell if you're talking about a 2-yard run.
I mean, I think between Snell and McFarland, they're going to play that. I mean, those two guys are going to have to compete for that number 2 spot. That's the thing that I like, though, about Naji being here. When you have your number 1 already solidified, well, now it bumps that pecking order. So instead of those guys having to compete to be starters, which we feel like they will be limited in 2021, now you're looking at those guys as change of pace backs, second down back, or second backs, RB2, RB3. They look a lot more appealing as RB2, RB3. You talking about Benny Snell as potential RB3? I'm like, dude. Hey, it's plenty.
We've seen him get 100-yard games. Yeah.
Absolutely. Multiple. We've seen it multiple times now. It's not just a one-time thing. We've seen it happen multiple times in multiple years. So if you're telling me he's your 2 or 3 or your number 3 back, I love it. him as the starter, I'm not a fan of it right now. Like, does he have flashes? Sure, but we know he has some question marks, some limitations. So to me, I'm fine with him being a change pace back as well. I just think the preseason, that's where we're gonna get to see who becomes the true number 2. Because if McFarland has the sophomore jump that we talk about, we talked about that with Benny Snell, we talked about that with Juju, we're talking about that with James Washington. We're hoping it's gonna happen with Claypool. If McFarland has a jump where he comes back and his contact balance looks good, his footwork looks good, he's cutting off the right feet, he's not slipping and sliding over the place, he's actually playing fast. Well, if that's the case, well then yeah, Benny might not be the number 2 guy. He might be the number 3 guy. Depending on what Balazs look like, he might be 4. If.
Yeah, we keeping 4.
Exactly. So that's the thing. So that's for me. I'm like, because Balazs, if he can put it together, like we said, he has the framework. If he can put it all together, he can do some things that can, bump those other guys down.
Those 10 carries. One of the commenters was talking about.
Absolutely.
Preseason's going to be fun, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Because we haven't had preseason last year. It's been a while. And now we have some of these little storylines that are really interesting for Steeler fans. The cornerbacks get to see Harris for the first time, and also that backup running back role. Also inside linebacker a little bit. So there's going to be a lot of fun things that are going on with preseason. I'm excited. We get to see Haskins versus Mason as well.
I know. Oh, you just forget my dog, Dobbs.
Dobbs, too. Yeah, Dobbs.
Don't disrespect my dog, Dobbs, like that,
Yeah,
man.
Dobbs, too.
Man.
It'll be a good competition, man.
Hey, guys, come on, man. I'm a dog.
I'm
a Dobbs fan. I don't know why I love Dobbs. This is my dude. It's Dobbs, man. Maybe it's because we was hooping. That's what it was. We was part of that, like, this is what, 2 years ago? We was on the little Steelers, like, basketball thing.
Going to the schools
yeah. He was my running mate, bro. It's like, yo, Dobbs. So ever since then, I don't know, we just connected, man. We just get that bond.
We have another upper room member.
Who we have in the upper
We have
room?
Brian Castro. He's been dropping some of the questions and
shout out to Brian. Brian, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So yeah, that is about it. Do we want to read any of these comments about McFarland Snow?
What you seeing? Are you seeing anything spicy?
This is tough. I don't know how you do this, man, because you could pick out comments really quick.
Oh yeah. It's a lot going on, man.
All right, here we go.
Talk to me.
We got from South Florida Steel 777. McFarland played under Canada in college, right? That should help a lot, don't you think?
I do feel like it will help in terms of his familiarity and his ability to pick up on it ahead of the other guys. But in terms of, do I think that gives him an automatic leg up in the competition? Not necessarily, just because it's certain things about his game that are different than Benny Snell that are going to be different from Kalen Ballage. And once all of those guys are on the same playing field from understanding the playbook standpoint, well, then it goes back to who's playing better at that time, not who's more familiar with the scheme and things like that. So early on, he might have a leg up, but since they're actually it looks like they're going to actually all participate in OTAs, or at least a good amount of the guys are in town and showing up for that stuff. I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue or that big of a leg up for him having that familiarity with Canada.
All right, we got Jay the Guru saying McFarland can be nice. He just needs more time.
And I agree with that. I think that the speed, like, if he just looks like the road runner, it's just the feet moving, but it's like he hasn't figured out where he's trying to go or how he should get there. And you see that with younger players. Younger players, they do that, man, because the game is a lot faster. The guys are moving a lot faster for him. He's used to getting that ball and feeling like he has a lot more time compared to at the NFL level. When you get that ball, you feel like you're holding a dynamite, or you feel like you got, hot potato and everybody coming to you. Like, it's a bad feeling, man. It's a bad feeling. So sometimes I got to try to get over here a little bit faster, and until the game slows down for him, that's going to continue to happen. So hopefully it's slowing down for him. Hopefully in the way it slows down, number one is by just getting reps, playing in games, practice reps. All those things help it slow down. And then watching film. The more film you watch, seeing how guys attack you at different angles off the backfield, inside the hole, outside the hole, all of that is going to help his perspective. So that way his eyes are caught up to what's going on.
We got another upper room member.
Uh-oh.
Money bags.
Money bag.
Welcome to the upper room.
Shout out the money bags. Welcome to the upper room. I like it, man. Welcome to the family. Yes, indeed.
Is McFarland using the same cleats as Ebron? Did Ebron slip a lot? That's from Rich
he
Rasmussen.
He has some slips. Deontay has some slips. Steven Nelson, though, he was the corporate. Yeah, Steven, he had the bad slips, man. I remember seeing him happen a lot. But I don't know why. Like, it's weird because you see guys wearing those exact same cleats at a different position, and they don't fall at all. It's not like you're the only guy here wearing the Nikes or you're the only guy wearing these Under Armours or Adidas, but yeah, it's one of them things, man. Whatever it is, man, fix those cleats ASAP, because that's the difference between being, making those plays and being a good player or not. And as fans, we don't care about you slipping. Like, we want to see you make the play. Imagine if Ben throwing the game-winning touchdown and Juju slipped because of the cleats. You think Deke would be over here like, man, Ben should have targeted where he was going to slip, or he'd be up here like, yo, you can't be slipping on that. Like, we know how you going. It's cool.
If Juju had a good game, we blame the equipment manager. If Juju was balling out that game, but yeah, if Juju comes in 2 for 10, maybe a drop, and that happens, oh man, that's a tough one.
Juju, you don't work cleats anymore. You walk home from here on out, man.
Depends on if he's having a good game.
All right, fair enough. You are funny, bro.
I think we're good to go to the next topic, though.
I like it then, man. So the next thing, man, we got to talk about is the homie Troy Polamalu officially selecting who is going to be presenting him. And ladies and gentlemen, that person is the legendary Coach, Hall of Famer in his own right, the OG himself, Coach Dick LeBeau. And I must say, I am extremely happy to see that, man. It made perfect sense. When I think about those two guys, man, being fortunate enough to see those guys in the working capacity for a season in 2014, seeing their dynamic, the trust that they had, that was the crazy part. Because with legendary coaches like Dick LeBeau, I mean, you think about the different players that he's come across, great players, right? Guys that he's really been able to put his hands on and help mold. And obviously he played the game at a high level in his own right.
Yeah.
But to see him be able to imprint on a guy like Troy, and Troy blossom into who he's become, but then even in the waning hours of Troy's career, him still having that love and trust for Coach LeBeau, and LeBeau, like I said, reciprocating that and sending it back to him in terms of, yes, Troy, man, if you feel like you can do this, man, I know people around here might be doubting you, but if you feel like you can get it done, I believe you can get it done. Let's do it. Like, to me, man, that was one of the things that I always was fond of. I'm like, even if it didn't work out, because obviously in 14, that was the back end of it. So sometimes it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But to see that, man, they never allowed anything to come between that bond right there, I thought it was beautiful, man. And, man, shout out to Coach LeBeau also, because he has one of my favorite quotes, man. Every time we'll come out to practice, he hit us with the, it's a great day to be alive, man. And I'm like, you know what, Coach? It is a great day to be alive. And and the more I would think about it, knowing how old he was at the time, I'm like, it makes sense. I see why you take every day like this. Like, and he was like the most young, vibrant, old guy you would meet. Like, he feel like he one of the boys. Like, that's the energy that Coach LeBeau gives, man. So the fact that he will be presenting TP at the Hall, man, it's huge, man. So I'm loving that, man.
So as I was doing some research just about this, because me as a kid growing up, Dick LeBeau was the defensive coordinator for those 2 Super Bowl teams. He was head of the defense. The defenses were always incredible. I didn't really know too much about him. I just knew, all right, this defense is always going to be awesome, and Dick LeBeau's heading it up, so we got to give our salutes to him. Because he made it through with Cowher, and then Tomlin keeps him as a defensive coordinator too. So he was the staple there for all of those great defenses that we had in the late to mid 2000s. But as I'm doing some of this research, it goes back to what you're saying. All the players loved him just as a man too, not only just as an amazing coach. They speak so highly of him as this defensive super genius. That's what Ike Taylor says, but also as like this, just a man, like a father figure to everyone.
Absolutely, man. That's the thing that does separate Coach LeBeau from a lot of other coaches. Number one, the part where I've never seen him have to yell at people. Like, you mess up, man, you want to just like go high to it because you feel so crushed that you let him down, because like the way he talks to you, bro, it's like when he communicates like, hey, Arthur, like when you didn't contain this rush right here, like I really was counting on you. Like, I really thought that you were going to be able to do this.
That's tough.
And he's like, I've seen you do it. That's the thing. Like, I know some people around here might question, can you do it? But I've seen you do it. I've seen you do it here. I've seen you do it in Buffalo. Like, you're capable of being a better player than this. I'm just like, God, dog, Coach, like, I'm sorry. like, Coach, man, please forgive me. Like, I just feel so crushed that I let you down. But that's his vibe. And it didn't matter if you were an all-pro. Didn't matter if you were a starter, if you were a practice squad guy. Like, if he calls on you, man, he knows you. He has a personal relationship with each and every player on that defense. It was just a cool thing to see, man. You literally come in there and it's like, you can just sit here for hours and just talk to Coach LeBeau and not have to say anything related to football. he's gonna have something to talk about.
That 08 Steelers defense, I just want to make this comment. That
Legendary,
might be the best defense of all time.
It's in the conversation.
It's definitely the best that I've ever seen. But I was
Yeah.
doing some research, man, based off the time, the era that NFL was being played in that 08 season compared to some of the other great defenses in the past. It kind of holds up because the passing yards and just the offensive statistics.
No, it was crazy, bro.
Compared to like in the 70s. So like the raw statistics aren't completely in the 08 Steelers' favor, but whenever you do some of those analytic things and weigh this era versus that era, Steelers are up there, man. That 08, it was just crazy.
I look at it like this, man. I feel like anytime we're talking about comparing that 08 defense, they're always in the conversation. I just feel like you're never going to be able to find the true number one, regardless of what era they played in, because the eras did switch. So we always are going to have to try to account for something or grade with this curve or this caveat, because it's not all going to be equal. Like the 70s versus the 80s versus the 90s. I mean, you think about 2000 to 2010 versus how it is now, like how the game is just shifted. So, but that 08 defense was insane.
I mean, it was the best I've ever seen.
Insane.
It was the best I've ever seen.
Like for me, I always think of them. I think of the Baltimore. What's that?
2000.
Yeah, I think of that team.
85 Bears were in the mix.
Absolutely, and obviously you got the OG Steelers too. The was it 70?
They said 76.
Or I thought 75 was the better year, though, right?
No, hear me out on this. Statistically, the 76 was the best Steelers defense. They didn't win a championship that year.
Right.
I think the 91 Eagles are in that conversation too, based off raw statistics. But they didn't win a championship either. So like the two teams that won the championship, or a couple of those teams that won the championships, but since the 08 Steelers defense did win, and you combine like that era, like that weighted era stat that I was talking to you about, there's a good case. There really is.
Man. Look, anytime we're putting the Steelers in a positive light, I'm all for it.
Because I mean, can you be the greatest defense without the shit? That's the question.
Well, see, for me, this is the part where I don't like to talk about where I was at beforehand in terms of like my fanhood. I told you growing up for me, like, I was a diehard Cowboys fan, but why I wore 52? We talked about why I was wearing the number 52 as Ray Lewis. The Ray Lewis that I met was in 2000. That Super Bowl, that team there. So for me, I always viewed them as like the best team. And I was like, hey, Steelers, y'all in the conversation, but y'all want them. But then obviously once I came part of the Steelers, I had to flip-flop. But I just still, I don't feel like I can say it with the same conviction. So that's why I was just leave it as, we don't know who's number one. All right, they're in the conversation. Everybody's in the conversation. We'll just leave it at that, man. Because that 2000,
you could just say that was my favorite defense growing up. I don't think anyone.
I can't say that because I'm a Steeler. I can't say it. It's a bad look. You can't be a part of the Ratbirds. Like, come on, bro. Yeah.
What did you think of the selection? I mean, obviously you said Dick LeBeau, like that's a no-brainer. Did you have anyone in mind that was maybe like number 2 or 3 would have been in the conversation?
Well, I thought you could potentially see Bill Cowher because he drafted Troy. So I was maybe he goes that route. But as a whole, I thought it was always going to be Dick LeBeau. Like,
okay.
It's certain players, they just, like, that's his guy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's his guy.
No, it made sense when it happened.
Yeah.
I just didn't know maybe if there was a sleeper pick that we weren't thinking of.
Well, it got me thinking in terms of like if Hines were to get, because Hines is presenting Faneca, right? So it got me thinking, well, if Hines were to get in, who would present him? Like
that was a smart pick, by the way.
Oh, it is absolutely.
There was some savviness to that.
You know what's going on with that?
To get Hines up.
Yes, we know exactly what that is. I love it. It's a vet move. Shout out to Faneca. It's a vet move. But what I was thinking, I'm like, man, so if 7 Weg, when he goes, like, who you think is going to present him? Does he go Cowher? Does he go Tom? Would he go Fiechner? Because, that's been his boy. That's been his boy. Was that his boy? Let me know if I'm missing something. We talked about he was the OC because what? Because he was his QB coach for how long? Is that not what we said?
I could see Arians, actually. Him and Arians were boys. Nothing.
No. Haley. He had his most success under Haley.
Probably not.
He had his most success.
I'm not going to disagree with that, but probably not. Probably not Haley.
I don't feel like it's not going to be Coach T.
I could see Arians.
I could see. Okay. Because I don't know him and Arians' relationship like that.
It was always good. Yeah,
okay.
I thought it was always good. I could see Coach T too.
I don't feel like it'd be Coach T.
Arians. Would you say Cowher too?
I feel like it would be Cowher before Coach T, even though those two have been linked together the whole time. Or he might go different and pull like the big boy card and get like Mr. Rudy to present him, man. Like,
yeah, that was in the back of my
he
mind
could
too.
definitely go that route because like he's a part of those, you know.
Yeah,
He's in that room. That's a different. We like our upper room, but that upper room's a little bit different.
what about James Harrison?
Well, see, for me,
Because that could be a savvy play to almost get Harrison up on stage.
Either Harrison or I could see him going Pouncey.
Oh yeah,
because
Pouncey's a great call.
Pouncey's his guy.
Yeah,
so I could definitely see that potentially. That's a good little sidebar
there's
conversation
there.
Right?
I think there's a few legitimate picks there for Ben though.
I think I would go Pouncey. I think he's in the conversation or Arians.
Yeah.
Now, what about if Debo were to get him? Who you think gives his speech?
Wow. Would it be Dick LeBeau again?
I feel like it would. It's either it would be LeBeau or I can see him going Peasy. I can see him doing that.
Joey Porter. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
And listen, we're not saying that these guys are getting it. We're not saying it because I saw some people in the comment. I did. It's coming back a little bit.
Oh, you good? I saw you made a comment.
Yeah, it's coming back. But the reason why I told you to keep going because when I made my comment, my joint started tripping out again, and I was like, I don't want to keep like having to squint down here that hard. But we're not saying that these guys are in. We're just simply spitballing right here. If they were to get in, who do we think would be presenting them? I don't know if they're. I feel like some people are commenting. So if you can, you can see me. Read 100%. Some of those off. Yeah,
we got John Doe, godfather of the 3-4 defense.
Oh, absolutely.
Kenneth Beamer says legend. They're talking about Dick LeBeau.
Absolutely, man.
Call me K. I wouldn't want anyone else presenting TP into the Hall of Fame.
I feel like it had to be him, bro. It's destiny. Like Dick LeBeau was put on this earth to create the 3-4 defense, be a dope player, an awesome coach, a mentor, and to present Troy at the Hall of Fame. That's what he was created to do. Like, we know this. And be a monster on the golf course. Yeah.
South Florida Steel, did Cower ever say who's going to induct him? It's Rooney, right? I think it is.
It is? Okay. I didn't see his.
And then we got, someone said I would have loved to see Joey Porter induct Cower. That's from Rich Rasmussen.
Listen, Peasy gonna give an intro day. Let them ask me at JMU, hey, Arthur, who do you want to present you? Can I call Joey Porter, please? Peasy, come up here and give me that one. You know that one when you kick, you rip your shirt, the crazy one? Like, I need that intro. They shot me in Denver. Hoorah! Like, I want that for mine,
Levante Mahoney. Arthur, who would you want to present you in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, yeah, I just caught it right there. Peasy. Peasy would be my guy. Like, for me, I'm a Peasy guy. Like, I've been a Peasy fan since I was, kicking up my leg and doing the lights out dance. Those are my two guys growing up, man. Peasy and Sean Merriman. I was very fortunate to play with both of those guys. And then when I got older, Debo became in that conversation. I got a chance to play with him as well. So it would be one of those three, but I'm leaning Peasy just because the relationship from coach to player is different than player to player. Like, me and Sean, me and Debo, those my guys, but we would always look at like, even though we're not equals, it was like, we're equals, or I'm competing to be on your level. Whereas with Peasy, it was never a competition because he was always coach. So that's why for me, I would probably go Peasy. But yeah, I can't go wrong with any of those guys. I mean, you think Peasy gonna give me something crazy on a presentation? Debo gonna give me something crazy on a presentation, and my dog Lights Out gonna go crazy. Sean gonna hit you. He probably come out there with no shirt on. Like you talk about big Deke energy. Sean, he been living that. That's his vibe.
Sure.
That was my locker mate. So yeah, that's my dog. But he lived that energy, man. So it'd have been dope, man. One of those three.
Sleeper pick for Ben by Vincent Murray.
What we got?
Jerome Bettis. That's a great call.
That's a good call. I like that. What about now him and Hines' relationship though? Because I know Ben to Bussy in terms of he talked Bussy to come back. Bussy gets the last ride, drops him off there, win him at Lombardi. I always
thought it was good, but I think Hines did some media stuff. I don't know if it was when he retired. He may have had some. I think it was just about Ben's play though. So I've always thought they were good. The
real question is he blocked on Twitter? Because that's the telltale sign.
No, apparently that got reverted. Like he unblocked a bunch of people.
I know he went back and unblocked. I remember the mass unblocking because a lot of my colleagues in the media world, they were all excited. They're like, yo, I can see Ben. I'm like, what you mean? You couldn't see him before? He's like, no, I was blocked. I'm like, oh, see, y'all be talking bad because that account, man, they'll search you. And that's why I like it. So they don't play any games. So if Hines is blocked, then it might be real. But if he's not blocked, then he's all right. Now, some people done got blocked again. I don't know if you've seen that. Some people have.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just over.
No, it happens. It happens. But you can't talk crazy, man. You talk crazy about 7. What you thought? It's 7.
We got some good ones for the 7 call. Few saying Pouncey's the pick. Belo Shiesty. Pouncey's the pick for Ben.
Hold on. I see Deke. That's it.
Do you want?
I didn't read that right. I don't know if I'm reading it right.
I think they're talking about for you. They're disappointed you didn't pick me.
Listen, what LeBron say last night, man? It was 3 goals. I just shot at the middle one. Yeah. It was a couple comments. I just pulled up that.
There are a few with my name in it. I
would have said your name, but I figured you're gonna be too inebriated if that happens.
Sure, yeah.
Because I'm gonna be too inebriated. You know.
You don't want me.
Listen. JMU Hall of Fame. When I finally get it, like I'm inducted, but when I have like my ceremony, I'm gonna live it up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna live it up. But if
don't you have to give a speech?
That's the problem. So I can't really go all the way in until after the fact. Yeah. And I just gotta see, what's the logistics looking like? Do I gotta still be on, or can I completely let my hair down? Because it's a difference. It's a difference. But if I was going to the NFL the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Deke, they probably won't let me on stage. I'll be blacked out. Deke. Yeah, I haven't shown big Deke energy from when I go out standpoint. Like it's different. It's different. Like it's been some.
You're reserved, yeah.
Yeah, because in my older, more professional, state that I'm currently in, I always have some eyes on me. Unless we're,
sure.
Unless we're in the confines of the crib, or we're on the road at somebody, in a hotel room. Like it's different. But when we're out, I can't get it like how I want to get it sometimes. But if I was going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, oh, Deke, trust me, Deke. Deke, trust me, baby. You will be over here like, who is this guy? He hasn't been sober in 3 weeks. Like, yes.
I wouldn't blame you. It'd be a great accomplishment.
Yeah, man. But we ain't got to worry about that. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into the Hall of Fame of YouTube. That's what we're working on, all right? Wow. So we trapping for that.
We need some of those milestone things. Don't they send those little trophies, the little YouTube
I see the people
logos?
I was just going to take one of theirs and get you to like do the Photoshop and just put it on mine. I'd be like, you ain't feeling that? We could have got away with it, man. No one will really know.
Yeah, we could
just hijack BJ, bro.
Yeah, we could.
You got skills. I see you cut and paste. Come on,
we
bro.
can do something. Yeah.
Just put my little highlighter on my box. I'd be good, man.
We got from Dennis Dragon 78. AB will present for Ben.
Yo, y'all sick. I thought it was Martavis actually. Martavis should present for him, bro. He could definitely do it. He could do it.
I think it's gonna be Pouncey. There's some good picks though, man. Like if he goes Bus, if he goes Cower, if he goes with Harrison. What are you thinking? Which one you looking at? Is Moats a Captain Morgan drinker?
I'm not gonna
Thomas Riley.
That's the part that got me. Was I saw the Captain Morgan, I saw blackout, and I was trying to like. Did you see me start to squint over here? I got that leaning for him. Like, hold on, what does this say? All right, so read that to me because I couldn't read it all the way.
Thomas Riley, is Moats a Captain Morgan drinker?
I don't discriminate. I drink Captain Morgan. I prefer Crown Apple, Jack Daniels personally if I'm going dark. But yeah, Captain Morgan, I've been had my Captain Morgan nights. Trust me, it's been a play. You got to hit the little pose, man. Yeah.
Cream soda, underrated with Captain Morgan.
Yes, I will say it is underrated, man.
Actually, root beer too.
Vibe. Yeah,
root
absolutely.
Beer too.
Absolutely.
Coke's always the classic, but I think I prefer those two.
I've even done like Arizona tea before with it, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, just a little change up, man.
That's a bold call.
It is, bro. But I like it.
Yeah.
But with Crown, with Captain, you can never beat just on the rocks. That's my other thing. I started doing that as well, but I realized when I go on the rocks, like I don't drink nowhere near as much as when I'm having my mixies.
Yeah. It doesn't even taste like alcohol.
That on the rocks, I'm like, whoa, big fella, easy now, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I think I had one more thing I wanted to. Oh yeah, here it is. How we doing on likes? Can you see that?
Oh, not enough.
Not enough.
Likes? We're sitting at 95. And
wow, man.
I'm glad you brought this up, bro. I'm glad you brought this up because I was doing data research the same way you were. And I have seen some people, I can't see the names of it, but I've seen some people say something about likes in the comments. I will say this, man. Every time people have talked about likes in the comment, hitting the like button, and we come up here and we just regurgitate what y'all said in the comments, I notice on those replays, when we go back and look at them, it's typically got a lot more likes on those videos than any other videos, bro.
Yeah.
So I do feel like it shouldn't be on us to constantly say this. I feel like we need to have like a like captain. That's what we need. We need like captains in the chat. Somebody that just strictly goes in and is like, yo, don't forget to hit the like button. Like that, because it's a family. It's family.
Yeah.
We're gonna work on that. That's the thing we're working on, man. We're gonna build up a little roster over here. All right, we're gonna have a little roster. We're gonna have like those the like captains. These are subscribe captains over here. These are the upper room pushers over here. Like this, you can see all in the chats.
It's the goal. If we're what'd you say? We're at 95.
We're at 108 right now. So if we're at
I
108,
think 300's fair again. Like,
yeah,
why not?
That's what it's been.
Yeah.
I mean, the standard has become the standard.
Yeah, we gotta bump that up at some point. So maybe 350 in like a week or so. But yeah, I say 300. Man. That's not too hard.
That's feasible. 300. Listen, if y'all weren't capable of it, we wouldn't ask for it. We actually didn't ask for it. Y'all asked for it because y'all know y'all are capable of it. And I think they take pride in the likes,
You're sounding
too.
like Dick LeBeau, I
because
think.
they take pride in it. They understand, like, when you're able to say, this is the show that I tune into.
Sure.
And if I'm a casual and I'm looking, I see a ton of likes, I'm like, yo, it must have been some fire content.
Yeah.
So if you like it, you really like it. Because how many YouTube videos we watch we don't even like? We just watch it like, all right, it's cool, but I ain't gonna like it. So just imagine when you actually hit the like. That's like signed, sealed, delivered.
Sure.
So Dick LeBeau says it's a great day to be alive. Arthur Mo says it's a great day to hit the like button.
Exactly.
It's that simple, man.
While you're at it, the subscribe button's right next to it.
Shout out to Deke. Shout out to Deke.
Oh, wow. People are saying 350 likes and Taco Meat Deke comes out on this podcast.
Let's go. Let's get it. Get it.
I can't do it on this one.
Just you ain't gonna pull it just a little bit.
I can't. I mean, I
just show him the C. Just there you go. Just show him. There you go. So nice.
I can't on this one. Well, we'll give a shout out to my boy Nolak. How about that?
Shout out to Jared, man. Nolak in the building, bro.
Charlie Batch. Whoa.
Big Ben. Oh, I like that. I could definitely see that as well. I can see that.
Yeah, that's not a bad call. There's a lot of good ones.
That's underrated. He's probably a dark horse candidate.
Yeah.
I feel like Pouncey is going to be the one that a lot of people would just connect because of those two guys. And I'm sure when Pouncey gets in, the connection for him will be either his brother or it's going to be Big Ben, right?
Sure.
In terms of how people want to view that. Or I could also see him potentially going Ramon Foster as well. That's another one of those OG guys that have been around with both of those guys realistically for, over a decade of playing together. So, yeah, you got a lot of things, a lot of options with that. Because when it comes to the person that's presenting you, like, you want that person to have a connection with you. You don't just pick anyone. You got to pick the right one. You know?
Yeah, so Barilla92. This is just a comment. Blue one.
Uh-oh, shout out to the blue one.
He just says, hit the like button like Harrison hit Massaquoi.
Bruh. That hit was crazy.
Yeah.
That hit was crazy, bro.
Dude, actually, I don't know if you know this. I watched, someone posted a video. I think it was, it's Jensberg. It's a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
They created a video on Ryan Clark and James Harrison's biggest hits.
Dude.
And I watched it.
They're violent.
Bro, I'm like, wait, this was 10 years ago?
Yes,
and
dude.
everyone was just like, we're cool with
dude.
this. And like, we actually got upset that the NFL flagged us.
We were in Buffalo looking at that, and we're just like, yo, y'all are murderers. Like, we played the Browns a little bit after that, and I remember that picture was the cover of Sports Illustrated, back when people were getting magazines, right? This is 2010 we're talking about. So this back when we used to get the magazines, and I remember distinctly my rookie year getting that magazine of Debo folding mask. You see the forearm shiver, you see Mascot laid. I was like, God, and this is on the cover. Now, boy, you can't, man, think about how, and he was getting fined for that. So I understood why he was heated, but I'm just like, bruh.
I'm even looking at him too.
Bruh, look at the hits, like, bruh, stop.
I'm trying to say, did he not mean to hit the helmet? But everything was
he's
helmet
leaving
to
his
helmet.
feet,
Everything.
like, he's trying to murder these guys, bruh.
The Clark hit on McGahee.
Oh, bro, I thought he killed him. Like, it's some hits that I've seen RC deliver, and obviously I didn't play with RC. I missed him by a year, but it was plenty of games that I've watched because obviously I told you I watched Debo's tape, so you can't see Debo without seeing that madman back there with no gloves. And first of all, I was like, who doesn't wear gloves in the NFL? Like, you're a psycho if you're not a quarterback or offensive lineman. Like, it hurts. And the fact you're out there with no gloves, like, you are a psychopath. Like, I like it, but don't hit me. But to just see how he would hit some of these guys, like, God. And then I see him get on ESPN. He talks so nice. He's so funny. I'm like, bro, you're a serial, like, that's how serial killers are. They all friendly. Oh yeah, he's so nice. He speaks so well. This dude's a crazy guy. Like, did you see I hit this guy over here? Bro, I seen him hit Wes Walker dropped
The Ryan
ball.
Clark one, yeah.
Wes Walker, the ball was 10 yards behind Wes Walker, and RC still hit him 2 steps. Bomb, talking about, I was good. What you talking about? Like, bruh.
I think that one was. If you watch, I think he went like full short. I don't think he hit his head, but
bro,
the way
the ball, it wasn't even like he couldn't stop. That's the problem. Like, you could tell he was gonna hit him regardless.
Yeah,
he didn't care about that ball being caught or not because it was clear the ball was incomplete, and he had time. You could tell that was. I look at now. You know me. I'm big. Give the benefit of the doubt to the defender. Big time, but I watched. I was like,
it was just a different era, man.
I'm like, bruh,
it was different.
Like you watching that team and how they hit people remind me of watching like the old Celtics, Pistons, the bad boy pit. Like you watch it, and you're like, oh, he smacked this guy out there. Oh, he elbowed this guy. Like, and we were like, oh, that's basketball. And now we're looking like that's not basketball. Y'all just fighting on the court. Like that's not hooping. Like y'all crazy. I feel like today NFL, that's how we look at like that time frame of just
it's crazy. And that was only 10 years ago, man. That was how I grew up watching football.
My first 10, 11, we were still doing it. I'm just like, this is crazy. This is nuts.
Yeah.
But that's why we all messed up now, man. So it's all good.
We got some comments, though.
We
got some gold comments,
I see,
man.
This is Vincent
Murray.
You like Vincent? Yeah.
Hit the like button like Hines hit Ed Reed.
Woo!
That one was clean.
That was clean.
Man.
A monster hit.
I'm surprised.
Speaking of Ed Reed hits,
there's another hit that you could throw up here, too.
No. Can we hit Ed Reed like how Debo hit Ed Reed? Can we hit the like button like how Debo hit Ed Reed? Do you remember that play?
That was the Monday night one.
Absolutely. The coming up, Debo was going nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like that one too.
We got another gold comment by
all right, we'll be looking like
The Rake. This one is just this one's just a comment, no question
I see a little
or anything.
Scary eyes. Is that little?
Yeah.
Emoji box? Wait till my eyes get better. I feel like I'm about 70% back. All right, it's coming back. By the end of the night, I'm gonna be good to go.
Funny thing is that James still looks like he can get a 7 to 8 sack season tomorrow.
Bro, you saw the picture, right?
Well, and you remember us talking about the potential return last year whenever Bud Dupree got hurt.
Absolutely, man.
It wasn't so out of question. I laughed at it initially, and I was like, wait, we would get amped up.
It was funny until I got a phone call from D1. I'm like, yo, is you? Like,
yeah, because that next day he went to the Steelers facility.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, when I'm like, bro, hold on. Like, what are you doing? Where are you? Is this happening? No, yes. Tell me. I need to know. Like, what's going on here? That was nuts, bro.
He does still look like he could come in and get.
Now, he works out every
7
day,
8
man.
sacks.
He still gets after it, man. Shout out to Debo, bro. Like, he does it. Like, if you're going to do it to your best of your ability. And that's what he does, man. He kind of looks like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Like somebody else.
Challenge.
Like somebody else like Brad Pitt in Fight Club over here,
Challenge still pending. We got Stephanie Ramirez saying Sailor Jerry's with root beer is the best.
Ooh, okay.
Here it is. Hines on Keith Rivers. That's the one I was waiting for.
Oh, yeah. All right.
AB kicking the punter in the face.
That was my intro to Hinesville 2014, man.
That was from John Doe.
I'll never forget that. I was like, yo, that's how we do it here? Like, y'all are crazy. I like this. Sign me up for more.
We got anything else? I think we're good to. Oh, Bud Dupree's hit on Matt Moore.
Oh, Miami playoffs. Oh, wow. Yeah. And Matt Moore missed one play and came back. Remember, they stopped the game for like 10 minutes, it felt like.
That was crazy.
And he missed one play. It's like, how does that work? Like, did y'all do the whole evaluation right then and there? But, yeah, that game was so cold, too. Oh, my gosh. Funny thing, bro, that game was colder than the Buffalo game we played in that year. Remember the Buffalo game where it was like the crazy snow elbow went nuts? That game wasn't even cold.
It was just snow.
Yeah, that Dolphins game at Hinesville.
Oh, that was freezing. Yeah, I remember that.
Nuts,
I do remember that. Like people were questioning on going to the game or not.
Like seriously,
of how cold it was. Yeah. I remember that. The field was like. You know how the field starts to look whenever it gets later in the winter? It's way less green. It's like all dried out and stuff. I remember that.
Shoot, I remember we were pissed with Coach T that week because he knew it was supposed to be cold. So he was like, yo, usually we practice in the indoor and it's heated. So he decided to turn the air conditioner on in the indoor. I mean, you never turn. I mean, it's no different than turning the air conditioner on in your house in the winter. Like, you don't do. And he leaves all the windows open. So we got in there to practice. And it would literally feel like 20 degrees colder inside there than was already outside. And we know that whole time building up to that game was freezing. I'll never forget that thing, man. It was just like, Coach, like, something is wrong with you. And it still didn't help because it was even colder on game day. I'm like, Lord, what did you do to us, man? But it worked out because we won. So, all good.
I think we're caught up on the comments. Are we ready for the last topic?
Yeah, man. We got to talk about this, man. We've been hitting at it. People have brought it up throughout the episode, man. But Morgan Moses. Now, initially we talked about should the Steelers trade for Morgan because at the time he was still a part of the Washington football team's roster, but now it is official. Shout out, I forgot who said it in the comment section, but to let us know that he has been released. Yeah. So yeah, man. With that being the case,
whoa, we just gotta stop everything here, man. I think is this the first orange comment?
Whoa. I'm reading this one. Hold on.
Yeah, can you read this? Can you read it?
I got this. All right, this is my last good read for the day.
This is a good one for you.
Shout out to Levante Mahoney. Levante Mahoney, you are my homie. Much love. Nah, this is what he says. Nah, hit the like button as hard as Lord Moats hit on Favre. We're talking about Mr. Brett Favre, and Lord Moats would be yours truly, Master Moats, Author Moats, Moats and Moats, however you want to call me, Moats. Yeah, baby. That was beautiful. That was That's a great way.
This one got you feeling good. You're giving yourself 4 or 5 nicknames.
Levante, I'm feeling good on that one. I appreciate that comment. I appreciate your support for the channel, more importantly, man. So yes, indeed, man. Shout out to you. But yes, hit the like button like I hit Brett Favre. Anyone that doesn't know it, while you're up on YouTube, not right now because we're obviously on the show, but if you want to open up another tab, just type in Arthur Moats Brett Favre hit, or just Brett Favre hit, Arthur Moats hit, Brett Favre. However you want to type it in, it'll pop up and you can see all the magic and the grandness of it.
Yeah, all. You know what he's talking about when he says hit the like button, like Lord Moats hitting Favre.
Yes. But with that being said, back to Morgan Moses. Mm-hmm. So officially released. So this makes it even more interesting because we've talked about our offensive line, more importantly the tackles, and the lack of experience between Chooks, Zach Banner, and obviously Dan Moore. And then on top of that, just the flipping of positions. Chooks going from right tackle where he finally had a 16-game start to left tackle. And then Zach Banner, who played 2 quarters, I think, before he got hurt. Now,
2.5 maybe.
Yeah, now looking to become the full 16, 17-game starter at right tackle, or Dan Moore being factored in at left tackle. So a lot of uncertainty surrounding those guys were in comparison to a guy like Morgan Moses, who's started literally every game for the Washington football team
for the past 6 seasons.
Last 6 seasons. Absolutely. So you think about that, 30 years old, so still very young in terms of O-line years. It's typically when they're in their prime. These late 20s, early 30s, that's when you see the best of them. And from personal experience, I played against Morgan a couple of times now. Morgan's a really good player. I like the fact that, number one, he has good size. He can move his feet, run block, pass block, and just understands how to neutralize angles, whether it's speed rushers or bull rushers. I think for a guy like him, if he were to come here, instant upgrade. You put him at right tackle, now you have a 3-headed competition between Zach Banner, Chooks Okorafor, and Dan Moore Jr. at left tackle. Now I'm loving it. I like it even more because this is a legit proven commodity. And the interesting thing is this, before you go, when we were talking about it initially, it was going to be to trade for him. Mm-hmm. And Washington made it clear you were going to have to pick up the $7.75 million salary, which wasn't bad when you look at what left tackles are making right now. That's super cheap. So I was like, yeah, heck yeah. Now it could be a little bit different since he's released. Now he can go highest bidder, might change things up. But if you're Pittsburgh Steelers, if you were interested in Ryan Kerrigan, I feel like you have to be interested in a guy like Morgan Moses, because I feel a lot more confident Alex Highsmith. Right. Yeah. I feel more confident Alex Highsmith in that position, in his role, than our right tackle right now, regardless of Zach Banner, Chooks Okorafor, whoever you want to put over there. Like, I would feel a lot more comfortable if it was Morgan compared to it being the alternative right now.
We could load up with some veteran players, man.
But this is my thing, right? We talked about this before in terms of if you're going to go for it, if this is the year we're going to really try, this is a move that you make right here. You looking for Ryan Kerrigan, that is giving you the signs that you're trying to go for, but you're still trying to bargain shop, right? You're trying to, all right, I want this guy, but I don't want to spend too much. Well, you see Morgan. Morgan is definitely upgraded right tackle. He'll be the best tackle on this roster right now. No conversation about it. No debate. He'll be the best tackle on this roster. So if you got a chance to get this guy for an affordable rate, which it looked like it could potentially be, you go for that guy. That's all I'm saying, man.
I agree. I would love the move. And this was even when there were rumors about us trading for him. Mm-hmm. And I think the pick was, they were saying 4th or 5th rounder, which wasn't absurd at all. Mm-hmm. We're going to have all those comp pick next year. That would have made complete sense. But now he's a free agent, so I don't know what his market's going to be, if it is going to still be in that $7 million range, or if it's going to drop to like 5 or 6. But if it is, I think that's affordable for us. You talked about at the beginning there was ways we could maneuver around it.
This. Al signed for what, 2 for 14?
Yeah.
And he was transitioning from left tackle to right tackle, coming off of a down year. Morgan is in transition. Morgan has been the right tackle, has been a really good player throughout his career, and especially of lately.
So you think the release could hurt us a little bit?
That's the part I'm a little concerned about. Yeah, just because I feel like if you're talking trade and you're saying, well, you have to take on the 7.75, some teams are going to, all right, I don't want to deal with the salary. Some guys are going to look at just the contract situation, his age, and say, well, hey, I'm only going to have him for 1 year. It doesn't make the best sense to us. But our situation is different because we're not looking, he doesn't have to be here for 3 years. I mean, if he did, great. But we're looking for right now. We're looking for this year. This is a guy that you would bring in for those type of scenarios and could be, like I said, affordable answer to that type of thing. So knowing that and knowing how much of a premium it is on tackles as well, now having to deal with, okay, if you're Cincinnati, right? And you passed on, this guy, and you're like, well, maybe, he could come in here, could upgrade at right tackle, or do we think we could play him at left tackle? Like, that's the stuff you would have to deal with now because he's on the open market. Not saying that Cincinnati would be in the mix, but teams like that might need a tackle or feel that they are one offensive lineman away, those are the teams you're going to have to be concerned about now.
Had his best season last year, too. You talked about that, him being in his prime.
Yeah.
PFF. Now, this grade was pretty good. If he signs with the Steelers, this grade is going to make a lot more sense, and I'd love the grade. But I think he graded out at an 80, so it was a really solid season for him. And, man, if we would have been able to pull off that trade with that cap number, I think he had 1 more year left on his deal, but there was no, dead cap hit on next season.
So
it would have been, perfect for us.
Yes, it would have been fine, man.
But now that he's a free agent, I was thinking, is there a catch with this? Because why is Washington so willing to trade him? Why did they release him like this?
No, I don't think it's a catch. I think when you talk about just transition of coaching staffs, right, organizations, we know last year Ron Rivera came in there, but we also know what was going on last year. You saw Trent Williams in his situation. You think teams just give away Trent Williams? You think he's a guy that you would want your team to get rid of under any circumstance? Not a chance. But sometimes relationships grow sour. Sometimes when you're there for that long, I mean, things happen. Disagreements are had, whether they're behind closed doors or publicly. One, in terms of Trent, it became public at the end of it. But with Morgan, he could be just, they're having their differences of opinions or differences of philosophies in terms of, hey, Morgan, we feel like we want to let this guy get opportunity. How do you feel playing in this role? I don't want to do that. All right, cool. Well, this is the facility to trade or release you. All right, cool. Thank you. Or it could be the Steven Nelson thing. All right, I don't like what you might have said, or it was a miscommunication. Okay, cool. Release me. Like, you just don't know all the details. And I'm sure as the time progresses from, where he was released at, I think more information and more details will come out about that. But right now, we don't really know, what led to that release.
What I'm thinking is, I was doing some research. They have a lot of resources distributed over their offensive line. I think about $40 million. So you add that extra $7 million, and they drafted Samuel Cosme this year.
Yeah, okay.
So they might just be wanting to take that cap hit off their offensive line a little bit, get a little bit younger, give this dude some opportunity. Even though Morgan Moses, by some accounts, he was the best offensive lineman on their team last year.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the reason. But then there's teams around the league that are just going to have to take advantage of it then.
Yep. Absolutely. And now I asked people in the chat too, man, and just in terms of their thoughts on Morgan. And as I slowly read through these, don't you judge me with my bad eyes today. I believe this is Trina Still Diva 5. She says, go get Moses. Ton of exclamation points.
Sure.
I'm with her. Let me know when you caught up to over this. You can get back to reading these Moses comments, man.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Catch me up, man.
So I'm under the orange comment. We also gotta say shout out again for that.
Absolutely. Major love.
Let's see here. We got it's a mashup of a bunch of comments. I'm seeing Julio Jones to the Steelers.
That hurt my eyes even more. So I'm like, bro, I can't go through all of them like that right now, man.
Okay, here we go. Lumberjack 94. If we did pick Moses up, that would definitely mean we can't afford to hire an edge like Houston.
Now, I will say this. We did see what Ryan Kerrigan signed for 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be interesting to see how much more Justin Houston potentially signs for. if he's in a 5 or 7 mil. Like, I don't know, because I thought personally Ryan would have signed for a little bit more than 3.5. But I don't know if he signed for 3.5 because of the timing of it, because he knows the cap is, obviously it was smaller this year and we know it's supposed to go up a lot more next year. Is that the type of scenario? I don't know. But either way, that 3.5 isn't as expensive as we assumed it would be. So with that being said, I personally feel that with Justin and with a guy, we talked about Melvin Ingram as well up here.
Sure.
Their markets should be in that same ballpark.
Yeah.
And if it is, we're playing. We're in play for that. That 5, if 5 is the high end, we're in play for that. If we're going for 3.5, if Dills is on for 3.5, we're definitely in play for that. So yeah, if Justin is in that 3.5 range, 5.5 or anything like that, I think that we could still be a factor in that role and still get Moses. If it's as long as those numbers are down and they both can't be double digits, they both can't be close to double digits. That part is going to work, because you're going to have to start doing some things that are going to ultimately carry over into next season and years prior to, or years past that, from a cap standpoint. And we saw how that played out for us this year. So probably don't want to get back into that scenario again anytime soon, but we do got options if we want to take that route.
So I got a few things here. We got Marlon Lynch. Welcome to the upper room.
Oh, shout out to Marlon. Marlon, welcome to the upper room. I wonder, are you any relation to Marshawn Lynch? Because last name is Lynch.
Maybe.
You never know, right?
Maybe.
Or Aaron Lynch, the pass rusher out of was it San Fran? Just a lot of Lynches. One of these names.
We got Bat 300 _.
Oh,
welcome to the upper room.
Bat 300 been in there for a little while, man. Shout out to Bat. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed.
Another thing I wanted to bring up though is if we do bring in Moses, that not only makes you feel so much better about the offensive line as a whole, but you said the left tackle will have 3 dudes in competition. I feel like whoever would win that left tackle spot, they would have definitely had to earn it. Oh,
dude, if you have a 3-man race, whoever they rose from the goulash. Absolutely. Like, that's what you want. I'm a big, I tell you all the time, competition, unless it's 7. We don't want competition for 7. But
and
any
these
other
dudes are
position,
all talented on the offensive line. There's a lot of uncertainty outside of Chooks, but we haven't seen him at the left tackle.
We haven't seen. Have we seen any of those 3 at the NFL over there? Like, I know people will say, well, they played it in college, but it's different. We've talked about that numerous times. It's a different beast you're dealing with at the NFL level, and especially at left tackle. That's where you're facing $100 million guys. It's in Pittsburgh, like I said, we do it different. Anywhere else, TJ would be on that other side going against your left tackle. That's just how it goes. But to me, man, I feel like you got to find a way to make this happen, bro.
Yeah. Oh, so this is like, we need to do this.
I'm for it, bro.
Because there have been the rumors whenever they were talking about trade, like they linked the Steelers to this situation immediately.
Like, you talk about instant upgrade of your offensive line. You talk about taking a position. We said our offensive line and our corners are the biggest question marks right now. Then from there, we talk about inside, outside linebacker. We can make our cases for either. But O-line has been an issue. That's been one of our biggest themes all offseason. And we talked about how we thought they did an okay job at times of addressing it. But we were like, man, you bringing in JC, all right. You bring in BJ, that's more Band-Aid than legitimate fix. All right, you bring back Zach Banner. Well, we still haven't seen him, so it's more so the speculation of it. Now you're gonna move Chooks to the left. All right, speculation, damn more. All right, we know he was a 3-year starter, but he wasn't one of the top 5 guys or top 4 guys, so it's still speculation. With Morgan, speculation's thrown out the window. With Morgan, this is proven commodity. This is a guy that's been doing it at the NFL level for a high level and for a long time.
Coming off his best season.
Absolutely. So for me, like, I like that. That shores up a ton when you're able to take you're able to just, like I said, move away just one more variable, one more wild card of this could potentially go wrong. Now you get that out of there. And now you make something that was potentially viewed as a weakness or a big question mark, potentially turning into a strength now. Because if those guys at left tackle can play to that same level, we're not worried about Dotson. We're not worried about DeCastro if he's healthy. That's different. Man. Whew, I wish. I need it.
People are saying good pass blocker. Great in run blocking too.
Like I said, man, I'm a fan of his game, bro. Not like I said, as playing against him, respect it, but then watching him on tape, like, Yeah, you it's just certain guys. It's like you might not have a ton of accolades, right? He's never gonna have all pro, Pro Bowl, and Pro. But like I said numerous times, like it's a ton of really good players in this league that don't have that type of stuff. But you cut the tape on, you ask people around the league, he's like, nah, that Duke ball, you respect him. He's one of those guys. You respect his game.
Yeah, I would love this move too.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's up to me, we would have Sherman right now. We'd have Melvin Ingram. We'd probably have Justin Houston as our edge rush number 4, and then we'd also have Moses.
And we'd be in debt $200 million on the cap next year. We're going up.
I mean, we'd have AB too, I think.
I thought we'd have the killer bees back. Like
yeah,
yeah, Bell, Tay.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have drafted Harris though. That's the problem.
Why wouldn't we?
I would have brought in LeBeau.
That two-headed monster. That two-headed monster. That's a two-headed monster right there.
Yeah, it would have been.
It'd have been like Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
I probably would have drafted Lyman after I brought in Bell. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing sometimes.
See, I thought you would have traded up. You got your receiver. You got another toy for Ben. No,
we're good at receiver. Dude.
All right,
we're good because we'd have AB.
But you can never have enough.
No, the Frymouth pick was perfect. Okay. Kendrick Green. Yeah, the rest of the draft was fine. Okay. It's just first. If I would have brought in Bell, I would have said Bell's gonna be RB1 right off the bat. Okay. You're right, killer breeze. I would have brought them all back. Probably called up Martavis and
that's what I'm saying. Like
called up Goodell just to make sure the suspension was cleared. That's how I would have ran things.
Got to hit him up like, yo, Tay, I don't know if you've known, but they've slightly changed the rules as it pertains to some of the things that you like to partake in.
Yeah, McLeod would be out probably, actually. Martavis would be taking his spot.
No, we'll just keep 6. Keep 6 like the year with Heyward.
No, because we'd have AB too.
Oh, yeah.
Martavis returning, maybe.
I don't know. Ray not leaving. You keeping Ray.
Maybe AB returning then. How about that?
You don't want him doing all that. Not at this age. He's getting older.
I want to say Deontay.
He just had knee surgery. You can't trust Deontay back there.
I know. That's what I mean.
How crazy. She's talking about it just a 6 months, man. You go from all pro as a rookie returner to we scared as heck to put you back there in game 1.
Yeah, did he drop any in his rookie year? I don't remember.
No, he did. Remember, that's why that's what we were using Switz earlier. Because he couldn't catch the ball. Like his ball security, like in terms of judging it, was terrible.
I'm saying in game though. Was he doing that in practice?
No, he was doing that like early in. Like I forgot what game it was early on, but that's why we would keep Ryan Switzer back there.
Okay.
And then it got to the point where we all kind of like, all right, well, he looks like he's having better fundamentals. Because I came up and I broke it down in terms of when you're catching the point, you need to have your shoulders square on the ball, always keeping your framework, elbows in tight, and then you got to see the ball home. You want to catch it on the stagger so you're able to go and things like that. And he wasn't fundamental, so you would see him when he's catching it outside of his framework, and that's why you would see him bobble it sometimes, and it would just make you uneasy. And that's why with Ryan Switzer, we would say even though Switzer wasn't going to give you anything from a return standpoint, what he did guarantee was possession. Whereas with Deontay, we thought, man, he gives you home run capability, but there's no guarantee about possession. I want to say it was the Rams game where he actually put one on the ground, if I remember correctly.
That might have been it.
So that was the bigger issue. And then obviously later in the year when he ran it back versus Arizona, we kind of all forgot. We were just kind of like, dude, he just ran one to the crib. We were loving it. It was a big play in that game.
Even outside of that, he was getting chunk yards, like 10 or 15 yards every time he'd catch a punt.
And it was like, as long as he caught it, we were good. But that part was still lingering. We said later in the year, he got better with it, and it felt like it was laid to rest. Then game 1 this year against the Giants, it popped back up.
First one.
Dude, the first one he drops, and the second one he's like falling, bubbling to catch it, and that's ultimately what led to Ray. So that's why for me, I'm just like, man,
yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have 7 receivers.
I'm cool with it, man. 7 receivers, 2 running backs. That's all we need, bro.
Yeah.
When you got Naji and LeBeau, we ain't subbing them boys out. We're good. Yeah.
Is that all we got? We check some of these comments at the end.
You check the comments. I'm act like I'm doing something important over here.
We should sign D Wade.
D Wade? Hooper?
This is by UU Hacksaw.
All right. Okay. All right. I like it. Go through these chats, man. Let's see what we got here in these chats, man. Anything interesting, man? Before we tap up out of here, man.
John Doe, Ray saved the return game.
He did, man. That's why I'm a fan of Ray. I told you that, baby.
South Florida Steel, back in the comments. I so badly want to see Ray take one to the house. I think we all can agree on that.
Bro, he was on the cusp so many times.
Yep. Titans game.
Yeah.
He almost took one Eagles. That wasn't on special teams. That was the reverse.
Yep.
He had a couple, man. I think we're good, man.
Well, I do got a bone to pick.
Deke spending Monopoly money. That's from Steelers Pittsburgh.
I got a bone to pick, though. I don't like how everybody in the comment section, this is dating back to last episode, right? Last episode, I came up here and I made an announcement, Deke. I said, we're not going to have a 3-hour podcast. And then you went on to record for like 2 hours and 15, 2 hours, 30 minutes. You did it. I didn't do that, but you did. But they dragged me into it with you talking about, oh man, how y'all going to say it wasn't going to be 3 hours and you give me 2 hours, 15, 2 hours. I don't appreciate y'all talking about us like that, all right? It was Deke's fault. You know, I don't record longer than an hour and 30 minutes. Deke was running the show today. I can't see. All right, so if it's a long podcast day, it's blame it on Deke. Okay.
I think they like the long podcast though.
Okay.
Because they were like it's funny. They said they weren't going 3 hours. You know. But they went 2 hours 15 minutes.
You know how we do this thing, man.
Yeah, they were like, you know what, it was still good. We're still rolling with what you guys are putting out.
This is what we do. And I also forgot this as well, man. This wasn't on the past episode, but this is, I think, like a couple episodes ago. We actually have already talked about it. But, man, we had a super chat comment, man, similar to what we were talking about today, the different color coordinations of these chats. And it was from Yin Surgent. I wanted to make sure that, shout you out, Yin Surgent. He was asking about the potential of the wide receivers in terms of what we think they could become this year. We obviously talked about that last episode, but still want to salute you, man, for the support, man, and things like that. So there you go, man. All right, you got any more?
Yeah, this is like
before we tap out.
Yeah, this is like an hour 45. I think we're good.
I like it then, man.
I mean, this one's an interesting one. I think you've answered this though.
Oh, give me one, man. What you got? Come on.
Zane Daniel Moats. What was AB like when you were his teammate?
Oh, dude. Funny thing, man. We loved AB as a teammate. Definitely me, just because we got that 6-round connection. He's one of those guys, if you got it out the mud, and what we mean by that is just guys that, you know, we weren't first-round draft picks. We didn't have the pomp and circumstances when we got here. We got here, some of us undrafted, some of us late-round guys, but we all had one thing in common. We're going to outwork everyone. So with AB, if you were like that, man, he's going to love you. He's going to relate to you on a whole nother level. So with me and him, from day one, we hit it off like that because, number one, we're from the same draft class, but number two, we respect that about each other. And you throw in the fact that our lockers were like a couple from each other. It's just like every day you saying something crazy, I'm laugh. I'm gonna say something crazy, you gonna laugh. AB gonna typically give us something crazy on a daily. That's why you love AB. And especially when like that 2014 to 7, like that Killer B era, like, bro, locker was booming. I mean, it's funny that booming. See what I did there, but
he always had the best catchphrases, man.
Yeah, boom, like
business is booming. Call God,
absolutely,
those were great.
Man. Like being able to see that, he was just a cool cat, man, and anything you needed. That's the other part, right? He got the bad rep because of how he left in the comments more so about Ben, but you'll notice even through that exodus, it wasn't a lot of people coming out talking negatively about him as a teammate. I know like Ryan Clark had said things about him with the money element. And yes, that has always been there. But in terms of just him as a teammate, man, you rock with him. Like when you, like, I don't know.
And you knew he was always going to perform too.
And this is the other thing too. You knew regardless of what was going on, right? He might be late to work. That's realistic. He might be on his phone in the meeting. That's realistic. But when it's time to practice, when it's time to hit the weight room, when it's time to show up on game day, I promise you will not find a single person on that roster that was going to outwork him. L-Bell was a close second, but that was it. Not Seven, not me, not Debo, none of them dudes. AB was different, and that's the one part that everybody in the organization loved. Everyone. I don't care if it was the custodian. I don't care if it's the grounds crew. Like, everyone respects his work ethic. That's the part is like, yo, that's it. He might show up late. He might have the theatrics and all that stuff, but you're going to be like, yo, you rock with him because you know he's going to give you everything, man. Seeing him come back from that leg injury. You remember when he hurt his leg? That was New England game,
Patriots,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, seeing how this dude was rehabbing around the clock, I'm like, bro, you can't walk right now. Like, we're thinking you're done for the year. And he comes back. Like, think about that. Like, giving it his all. I'm like, yo, that's different. Stars aren't doing that. They're not just doing that to do that. Like, but that was him. And he would do that any day of the week, man.
Was that the Jaguar season?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Completely balled off in the playoff game. Completely balled out. So a few more comments though. They're just letting us know about the whole 3-hour / long podcast thing. Below Shiesty, who's grumbling about more of a good thing? Podcast is the dopest. Love you guys. Keep the comment coming.
Boo Shiesty. Boo. Below Shiesty, right?
Long podcasts are the best. Love the show, baby. South Florida Steel 777.
Shout out.
No one's complaining about the 3-hour podcast, or if we go a little over.
Okay, all right. Well, that's definitely good to hear. Then it's definitely good to hear. Even I still blame Deke though. Just throwing it out there. It's always your fault.
I get the positive credit though, right?
You're right. You're right. And shout out to the fact that we've recorded long enough now that I actually can see again.
Damn, you got it all. Yeah.
It's like I can actually see the TV. I can read it again. Like I can see your screen now. Like for a while, bro, I told you it was foggy in here. I couldn't see anything, but I feel better now.
That's crazy.
It's like just put mud on my eyes and told me to see, and I could open them up and see again, man.
It was probably talking Steelers.
Oh man, it felt like that. In fact, it was just like 7 stairway 7. And then I saw Deke. It's like, oh, what is this? So yeah, man. Anywho, bro, it's been a blast, man.
I think that's it. Yeah,
it is, man. We got all our hot topics, man. Hopefully the Pens are taking care of business.
Yeah, don't tell me to score in the comments. Don't tell me to score.
So hopefully they're taking care of business. But either way, man, like I said, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Anything you got anything this weekend? Anything going on?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good, man.
Okay, I'm about to say, well, if y'all want to check out more of me, this is where I guess local people, or if you got radio.com, I'll be hosting my back on my solo shows with 93.7 The Fan this weekend, Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you got the radio.com app, you can just download it, 93.7 The Fan, and pull it up, man, and things like that. If you want to tune in,
Well, can I say something about that? Because whenever you were doing, I don't know how many times you did it. You did it once or twice.
Man. Yeah, I had a couple of them, man.
Whenever I tuned in, they were awesome. They were like you were savvy professional for like 5 or 10 years.
Just look at this guy. Look.
I highly recommend you check him out.
Get you a guy that endorses you the way Big Deke endorses me. Okay, guys? So with that being said, we appreciate y'all. Shout out to Deke reading the comments today too, man. Big time salute.
I did my best.
He stepped up in the face of adversity, man. That's why it's a teammate. That's why we do this the way we do, all right? Sometimes Ben, he's hurt. Sometimes he needs someone to step up for him.
Sure.
You stepped up today, man. Shout out to you, baby.
Did my best. Thank you.
Absolutely. So with that being said, till next time, baby.
Peace.